to it.
All right, I pressed it to go.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. You know what time it is? It's mic check all day. Mic check a trillion times. Tech, I love it, man. The 20th anniversary of Xbox in the building. Less than 24 hours before E3, it's Di-RREC Gaming doubleheader features tonight and tomorrow. And guess what, y'all? It is jam-packed, and I'm honored, privileged to get the streets in here, get as many people as we can in here, cram it up. This is amazing. The love and support. I want to make a special shout out to my man Moses Malone for putting the 3D intro out there for me from the UK. Oh man, I don't even know the guy, met him. He hit me up on Twitter, gave me that magnificent gift, blew my mind away, man. Shout outs to Moses Malone. Oh, sorry, Moses Malone. I'm thinking the 76ers. He's gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh at that one. Yo, shout outs to Moses Malone. Look how I played this off. Moses Malone was the best offensive rebounder in the history of the NBA. Give it up. Playing next to Dr. J. Look at E over here. Am I playing it off, E, real good?
Dude, you're doing great. I'm loving it. Loving this.
You know, they model for people like Allen Iverson and Joel Embiid to come into the where they're at today. So give it up to the 76ers. But for my man Waters Malone, thank you so much for that gift, man. The intro was fabulous, and I'm amazed by it. I just want to make sure that we got a mic check. My man Emmanuel A1 in the building. He will be with us tomorrow in the party for E3. Everybody can hear us clear? Mic check.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Mike.
Now that we're good,
definitely can.
I want to give another shout out to my man Techno Blast on the ones and twos, man. That's my homie right there. Shout out to North Texas, man. North Texas in the building.
North Texas. Yeah, it's only us, right?
All right, panel. Let us know who you are and ready to throw out them flowers, man. Y'all know what to do.
Ooh, is that my first?
Whoever's on the bingo.
Oh wait, you know what? I can't find it on YouTube. I'm sorry. So, hey, this is E from Jedi Saga. I'm in the house finally. Legal don't say a word. We've been trying to do this for like how many months now?
Wow, baby, we here.
Hey, listen, you know I couldn't pass up on a day like today. You know I got to do that. Come on, this is Christmas. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I'm saying, you know, tomorrow's Christmas. And she's like, what are you talking about tomorrow's Christmas? I'm like, this is Christmas for the gamers. This is when we go crazy. This is when we're like ready to throw down. And here's the best part. Xbox is going to bring it this time. Well, they brought it the last time, but they punked us with Halo. But you know what, though? Halo's going to be back, baby. I'm looking forward to Craig. In fact, I want to give him a big hug.
My man E is in the building. I'm so glad to see him, y'all. E in the building. He's been going through a lot, man. And we appreciate you, man. You know, opening up a little bit of your life when you can, because you understand the true essence of the gaming culture, man. And we always been like that. And we're a family, you know. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say, man, giving you your flowers right now. E's always been supporting me on my Twitter page. Mm-hmm. We're brothers, man. Even when we didn't even meet each other, it's just respect. And so it was only right for me to keep being patient with him, man, and get him on here so he can talk his Xbox talk, man, because you deserve it, bro. So thanks, man, for being here.
God, I feel honored. I mean, God, do I even deserve that kind of like praise?
Yes, you do, bro. Yes, you do.
Well, thank you. You have no idea how excited I am about this, and I'm just ready to get started. It's time to get some Xbox talk going.
Yes, sir. You got me pumped. Who's next?
Okay, well, I'm next. Coming straight from Canada, the Great White North. The Great White North. Living in the East Coast. That's right. It's a good time to be excited. You know, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow is a really, really huge Xbox. Not for just Xbox, but for every gamer's gamer out there, whoever owns an Xbox, even the ones who don't own an Xbox, it's a huge day anyway for a gamer. Yes, Halo. What can I say? 20 years ago, Halo brought. Became the first game that I guess revolutionized, first shooters game. Then with GoldenEye 64 afterwards, or before that, I don't remember. Anyways, it's a really, 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 really great day for Halo tomorrow. And every other game too. I'm looking forward to whatever big surprise that Microsoft has. And I'm pretty sure that everyone will be shocked and surprised as well. And all I can say is just have a good time, and celebrate, celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of good reasons to be proud of Xbox, or whoever owns Xbox, whatever Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, or Series X. I haven't got my the new Xbox Series X, but soon I will. And I'm still rocking that Xbox One S right now. As a matter of fact, I'm playing Mass Effect Legendary right now, so
so nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I still rock the One X at home, so it's all good.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
J-Rock's next.
J-Rock. You know who's next? Once again, the Rookie of the Year, the man they love to hate, the bringer of the gospel of truth. Ain't no other but J-Rock from Far Rock. Let's get it popping.
They know not what they do.
Forgive them, Father, but they don't know what they do.
It's too funny. It's just too funny.
Yeah, let's get it.
Oh man, that's short plain. J-Rock's he's a killer, man. That's it. Next in line.
Panda's next.
Yes, hi. Red Dead Panda, all the way from New Zealand on the southern hemisphere of the world. It is Sunday for me, guys, so I'm in the future. E3 was amazing. I'm going to give you all the spoilers about Xbox's show.
She's coming through a ripping time.
Yep. That PS5 SSD came in handy for once. Okay, all right. I'm excited to be here, guys. Any chance I get to talk about Xbox or gaming in general. But tomorrow, which is 5 a.m. for me, so I will not be watching it live, but I will be watching it throughout work. And I'm just excited because it's just this time of year is for us gamers, all of us to come together and talk about things that we love and just ignore all the trash talk from all the idiots who don't understand what it means to be a true gamer. So there's lots to talk about, and I'm super excited to be on this panel with all of you guys. So thank you for having me, and let's get to the next person.
Red Dead, you're legendary. You and Jeremy Merchant. That's
that's my boy. Right tell him I saw the Razorback. I saw Razorback.
y'all two really are we hold y'all dear on this show. Because, like I said, y'all are way on the other side of the globe, and other than After Boss and Elite Guru, shout out to all my comrades from the UK. But After Boss, he's standing tall. He's right above us out of Canada. It makes you feel special. It makes you feel complete. And you, Red Dead Panda, you're the farthest. You're the farthest. And to actually, no matter what time we get on, she's always in the next day. No matter what time, she's locked in the next day. And it's awesome every time I hear from you. And they're going to hear enough for you. This girl here knows how to put it down in these Xbox streets. Real quick before we get to the next person, it's funny how we met, Red Dead Panda. We killed that Microsoft
Minecraft Dungeons.
Slaughtered that game together, man. We
Yeah, that's
slaughtered
pretty
that
fun.
game together. That's how I met her. Straight up from Elite Guru Gaming. Shouts to him. But I really appreciate you, Red Dead, every single time. Next out the gate, y'all know who it is.
I don't. He has a doggy avatar.
Who let that dog
Yeah.
out?
Let's go, doggy.
Get at me, dog. Where is he? I ain't gonna say his name. Where is he?
Somebody gave him a bone.
Yeah, right. He's eating.
But yo, just
Oh, look at him.
back.
Yo, check over here clowning, bro.
Are we doing together mode on
What is going on over
Skype?
Yo, what happened? Yo,
I did that. That was me. Okay, all right. I'll play back.
Yo, what is this? How do I get it back? Or is that tech fixing it?
That was me.
Yo, let me hit him up. Hold on. Let me see what's up with him.
Oh man, we hanging out about to go film Braveheart or something.
Facts.
Ooh.
This looks like a PlayStation template.
Facts. So here, man. What happened?
We're doing it live, guys.
Doing it live.
Yo,
We're
check
doing
him
it
out
live.
in the woods.
Do it live. We'll do it live.
Damn it,
We'll
we're
do it
doing it
live.
live.
Seattle.
We'll do it live. I can do it. I can go right now. We'll do it live.
Look at my man E. See, E's all poised. That's the kind of guy
I'm like spot.
get lost in the woods. You need
I'm
somebody
good.
chilling. Look, we're good. We got the canister of water. We got the tent, y'all. We got plenty of food. We got a fire over here. Y'all just relax. Look at E over there chilling.
I see Abby in the far right.
He got us in Seattle, man. This is hilarious. All right, look at Tech over there in the back.
Hey, what's up with the dog?
I don't know, but I'm trying to hit him up. I want to make sure everything
Yeah.
is good.
So, Series X, or did we lose somebody?
Don't worry about it.
Let's
We'll
do-
go
what
to
is
the
he-
next person then. We'll go to the next
All right.
person. Next
Yeah,
out.
it's Eli the realest one.
The realist.
What'd you say? Yeah, Eli the realest one. Just here to keep it real. Hey, I appreciate the invite again. And let's get to it. Got E3 tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Eli, my man, in the building, the realest in the building as usual. The grand champ of the chat room of Di-RREC Gaming, man. Always a pleasure to have you. Oh, you already know, man. It's all good. He's hitting me up, y'all. So let me see what he's got to say. I don't want to give out his name yet.
Who, Bob?
No, he can't. Okay,
What did he
Tech,
say?
we can't hear him. He said his mic is on. We can't. So there's
Tell
something
him to
going
leave and
on.
come back. Use the same link.
Okay.
Technical difficulties every single
Okay, I
time.
checked him. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. This is the streets, man.
Afterboss,
You know what I'm
Red,
saying?
still
I got
here, right?
this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
she-
haven't gone
we're
anywhere.
all
You got us in the woods, Tech. We here.
right,
We
all right.
surviving.
Yeah, man.
We out here in Mount
We're
St.
surviving.
Hey, somebody go find Bear Grylls.
Fact. We out here in the pines. There
Hey, yo,
is.
can y'all
There
hear
he
me?
is.
You see him?
Yeah, we could hear
Is
you
that the
now.
dog?
We could hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, apologies for that technical difficulties, guys.
There he is. There he
It's
is.
all good.
Okay. Let him
Yeah.
know who you are, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Emmanuel A1. Y'all know me from
Oh.
the chat room.
Bam,
Bam.
baby. Morning. Eli the realest. My other one from the chat.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a complete saga today. Emmanuel A1, Eli the realest in the building. Yo, okay, now that everybody's here, it's an honor to have each and every one of y'all. And now that we're here, we're coming to end all speculation of RDNA 2.0. People are losing their minds. People are going crazy. My problem and my beef is stop putting the PlayStation 5 next to the Xbox
I
console.
see what's going on. Okay, I need to pause you for a second. Is somebody using some sort of special background or something on their Skype? Because somebody's using something that looks like they're in the woods.
Yeah, that's us.
No. I'm not doing that. Somebody turned it on.
Change it from together mode up the top, where all our guys are. If it looks like it's on together mode.
It says together mode
has been enabled, yeah.
And then you change it to large grid, and that should
there
probably
we go. There they are. Okay, I don't know how that got turned on.
I'm still in the woods, but I'm okay. As long as there you go.
No, we good, huh? You still in the woods?
Yeah, I'm still in the woods, but everybody, I see it up there. I see
what's happening.
Gather around, children. We're about to tell some tales.
Yeah, good tip from Panda. Thank you. I didn't know about that. I don't use Skype too much, so.
Oh, good.
All right, we're good.
It's the same as Teams. I don't use Skype. I use Teams.
Facts, we're in here. Okay, listen. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is about RDNA 2.0. My problem with all of this, I got beef with it. My problem is people want to keep putting the PlayStation 5 next to the Xbox. They want to claim that it is a 2.0 console, RDNA 2.0 console. And, I know y'all want to close y'all's eyes and dream about it and think that when you wake up, it's true. But today is not that day. If you don't want to be let down, leave. That's the warning. We're not playing around with you. Truth over feelings. And we're going to get to it. First out the gate, I want Wavy to bomb first. Wavy, go ahead and let them know. I'm going to come in whenever I want. But everybody else come in whenever you want. But we're not playing around. Somebody's phone or something is on. Make sure it's off.
Probably YouTube in the background. Children, we're about to tell some tales.
No,
they late too.
Yeah, make sure you got all your stuff turned down.
Right.
All right. I still
we can start it legal.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right. Yeah, man. So the first thing I want to say is I see a lot of people saying RDNA2 base.
Hold on, Emmanuel. Somebody turn all your stuff off. Whatever is going on, you can hear it.
Yeah, if you've got a live stream going, just mute it so it can still run in the background.
We out here in Mount St. Somebody still, you see what I'm saying? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's delayed by like 3 minutes too.
He can't. No, he can't give out his name yet.
Bob?
Yeah, who is that?
I can't.
Who has it?
Oh my God.
Who's playing their YouTube at the same time? Just mute the feed.
Yeah, mute that feed. Man, the building as usual. The grand champ of the chat room on Di-RREC Gaming, man. This is hilarious.
It's not me.
I don't even have one up.
Yo, who has their computer on? Turn your mic down. Just turn it off. Turn your mic off on the computer.
Appreciate the invite again.
Look.
And let's get to it. Got E3 tomorrow.
You got
bizarre.
Technical difficulties today. Doing it live, guys.
It's like somebody's watching themselves, but they got the audio blaring.
Hey, I was gonna say I noticed before we went live, it was like an audio delay, so maybe I just need to catch up because it sounded like it was like 2 minutes late.
It's all good now. Okay. Go ahead, wait.
Okay, yeah, man. So what I was saying is, I see a lot of people saying, particularly from Lisa Sue, about PS5 being RDNA2 based. I think a better way to say it is PS5 is RDNA2 compliant. Because from everything that I've seen, the whole goal of RDNA2 is to be scalable. So it's not particular hardware that makes something RDNA2. It's how all of those components come together and work, particularly with the memory and everything and the efficiency of the card and everything. So PS5 is definitely RDNA2 compliant, but it's not full RDNA2 like Xbox Series X is. Just based on not having the Infinity Cache and having that lower 256 memory, It doesn't have SFS. It doesn't have VRS, and it doesn't have mesh shading. And then another big thing that I've seen about the RDNA2 is one of the requirements for it is that it has to have one ray tracing accelerator per core. So that means that Xbox Series X off the bat has 28% more ray tracing. And what PS5 did, they removed the AMD ray tracing accelerators and they went with their own option. If you're asking me, I'm going to say they went with an option that is cheaper. I think a lot of the PS5 money went into that with that liquid metal bullshit and that huge ass heat sink. So they cheaped out on a lot of other stuff. And pretty much Xbox is the real deal. The PS5 is the what's it called? The 300. The Series X is the real deal car. Was that the Bentley? So that's what I see going on, man.
You're right, fam. Anybody else? Anybody else think? Anybody else have any suggestions for RDNA 2.0? It's a long show. Good show today. So get ready because it's gonna be no speculation after this show. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm tired of. We're going to the E3. You're gonna see the difference in these games, people. Period. I'm not. When you see the real next generational games this Sunday, this is why this show is today. It's to just tranquilize you in your feelings, let you down real nice and easy and slow. So then you'll be able to handle the show tomorrow.
I think that it's just ridiculous that there is a part of the community that completely buries their head in the sand and pretends like they don't understand technology works or how gaming has worked or how computers work in general. We have a history of seeing like the fact that a new GPU or new CPU comes out and it has new features that weren't available on previous versions of those CPUs or GPUs, which means that if you've got new features, they can do things that the previous gen couldn't do. And people seem to forget that. If you've got a PC, you understand it, but for console gaming, there are features in the Series X CPU and GPU itself in the API that are not available on the PS5. So to pretend that you think that it is on the same level in RDNA2 land in comparison to the Xbox Series X is ridiculous. I just don't get it. I actually do get it in the sense that they are just completely damage controlling and in denial. We're going to see the further into the generation that we go on Xbox's side, the more I guess, performant the Series X is over the PS5 when it comes to features, when it comes to its ability to do ray tracing. 52 CUs compared to 36 CUs is a massive difference when you're looking at the computing power and ability to run ray tracing itself.
Right.
That's just massively different. Yes, people are now, PlayStation is now coming back and saying Xbox is not full RDNA2 because it doesn't have the infinity cache. It doesn't need the infinity cache. It's not a PC. That is designed to take advantage of what PC architecture needs. Console architecture doesn't need that at this point in time. And to say it's full RDNA2 on the PlayStation 5 side is stupid, considering that we know that console itself, the components were designed and set in stone in 2019, whereas everyone knows Xbox came out hot when it released its Series X and Series S because it waited for all of those features to become available, which is why the dev kits weren't available for a lot of the developers. And at the beginning of the generation, we saw that PS5 was, I guess, on par with the Series X because the developers had more time with the PS5 architecture, understanding that, whereas they had less time with the Xbox architecture because it came in hot. It wasn't ready at the time. So now we're going to start seeing this disparity, and things like the mesh shading is very different in comparison to what PlayStation has with the primal stuff. There's just no comparison, and for people to not understand how technology has worked, especially the hardcore, how technology has worked for the last 20, 30 years beats me. 1 + 1 is 2, guys. You can't change that fact. And they're trying to change that fact, and they're burying their heads in the sand. And now it's all about Xbox has no games and blah 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 blah. It's just ridiculous. I think it's stupid.
So true. Keep going. No, you done? That was magnificent.
I'll let someone else add.
No, that was magnificent because. Go ahead. Somebody else.
Has anybody from AMD, anybody from Sony, come out and denounce what Microsoft has said when they made the statement that they're the only console that has full RDNA2?
No, AMD confirmed that. They backed them up.
I love
Didn't they?
So that's where it ends. That's where the debate ends. Ain't nobody. AMD.
I love it. J-Rock just had to kill off the show.
Not Mark Cerny.
Show's over.
Not Mark Cerny. Nobody has come out and said
it's a wrap.
And corrected Microsoft on that. I remember when Mark Cerny talked about how more advanced their Tempest engine is compared to Dolby Atmos, right?
And Dolby had to shut that up.
Dolby came out quick and said, "No, you're wrong.
Yeah,
we got this much." But hey, nobody's come out and corrected Microsoft yet.
There's no correction to be made.
Exactly. There's nothing to correct. They're right. They're the only console with full RDNA2.
And if you pay attention to what Sony says, they use wordplay. They'll say architecture. They don't say full RDNA2. I don't even think they say feature. They'll just say architecture. But at the end of the day, Sony used a lot of their own proprietary stuff. And they say Ratchet is the best game ever made, the best looking game ever made. So they shouldn't be capping for all this.
I mean, listen, they say it's RDNA2 based, right? Right. Let me tell you something. If I sold you a pair of sneakers that were based on Jordans, am I giving you Jordans?
Absolutely not.
I'll give you another give you another example. I mean, let's take the retro Jordans, right?
Right.
And let's take the Jumpmen, okay? The Jumpmen and Jordans, yeah, they are from the Jordan brand, but Jumpmen are not Jordan official shoes. That's the difference. Are they both branded the Jordan brand? Yes, they are. But the Jumpmen are exclusively apparel for other athletes to wear, to be marketed, to be sponsored. This is why you don't see any of them wearing the legitimate Jordan brand shoes. They always use the Jumpman shoes. This is the same thing. When it comes to the Sony console is more for just the concept of marketing RDNA next generational features. Okay? Features. But the Xbox consoles are marketing the whole entire concept of RDNA 2.0 and the features along with their features. Because what people don't understand is the co-engineering took place with this development. They went and did it with the graphic cards. They went and did it with the consoles. So if nobody wants to believe what Red Dead is saying, nobody wants to believe what AfterBoss is saying. E, you next, brother.
Oh yeah, sorry. Had to do that. Had to stop away for a sec. Hey, so you know what? I mean, I've been saying this from day one. These folks are delusional. They think that the PlayStation 5 has this secret sauce. I mean, remember back in the day, like when they first started talking about that SSD, and oh my God, the SSD was going to give them like, space age graphics and stuff like that.
Cerny is a genius.
Oh my God, Cerny is like he's like a snake. He's an oil snakeman, man. I mean, he's unbelievable. That guy, he is unbelievable. So I mean, we know what the system has, and here's the bottom line. And this is the part I think that makes me crack up the most. These ponies think that why the PlayStation 5 was able to do better graphics and better like frames per second and stuff like that in the beginning. They had their development kits out like way before Xbox did.
They have the same development kits.
Exactly. These development kits are just starting to they're really now that you're starting to see better performance and better graphics, it's because they're starting to get the proper development kits. Once these kits, when they start getting a handle on how to really use these kits, this conversation's over. And you know what's going to happen? just like a true pony, they're going to start switching over to a new narrative. It's going to be something different, because
you know what,
right now, yeah,
you know
like,
what, I think it dies. The narrative's died is E3.
Oh, it's going to. It's going to. And
There's not going to be anything left for them.
Well, here's the thing. They're not going to have power.
They're
not going to have games. So, I mean, what's next? I mean, I'm not sure where they're going to be going after this.
Game of the Year awards.
I can answer that. Console sales.
Oh, console sales. Oh, okay.
Console sales. Yeah. But the new narrative is going to be quality. Quality.
Top quality.
Already seeing it now. It's awful.
Oh, it's
right. Now look. If you didn't think, that's right, German Merchant. He just sent me this.
I say,
German Merchant
here.
in the building. He's incognito, but he's here.
Yeah, I saw his name. He just
sent me this, right? Now look, Radeon RX, right? AMD RDNA2. What did I just say? So Radeon RX on Twitter. This is what they tweeted, okay? So I want everybody to understand this. We're proud that our groundbreaking RDNA2 and Zen architectures help enable incredible next-gen PS5 experiences like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So if RDNA wasn't going to be a problem, if any of this stuff wasn't true, what we're talking about, why do you think they put that out today like they did? Why did it have to be about that instead of just saying, hey, listen, y'all, we want to congratulate Sony, PlayStation 5 for Ratchet & Clank using our technology, anything like that. But it's this type of stuff right here is what we're going to break down on this. Exactly what I was saying when I said they got certain features, okay? So even in here, the architectures help enable incredible next-gen PlayStation 5. So right there, they go to Pluto with that. When they heard that, that's their okay, right? That's their okay. So, okay, let's give them the business then. So if you think that AMD said that and they mean full RDNA2, then you're lost. Here goes your hopes and dreams down the drain, okay? And there's nothing you can do to change this fact. All right, there's a guy called Fritz, right? Fritz. He's a legendary photographer. Notice what I said. Legendary photographer. So he's known. This guy don't play no games, right? He goes on Twitter in February of this year, when the talks was about RDNA2, the whole thing about Xbox and the PlayStation RDNA2, which is it true? What's going on? What's the issues? All right. And let's not take note that the issues with the PlayStation 5, RDNA2 can't save that. All right. We're gonna say that now. There's no saving the PlayStation 5 and its mishaps. RDNA2 ain't saving that console. So this guy puts out on Twitter a first quick and dirty die shot. The PlayStation 5's APU, it looks like some Zen 2 FPU parts are missing. All right? So you're looking at them. My boy Blue, first one on the scene. Now, you know Blue is a killer. First one on the scene says, nice job with a thumbs up. My man Blue. All right? So in case y'all don't understand what he's talking about, it's funny because the PC Gamer magazine comes out with an article about it 3 months ago. Die shots on Sony's PlayStation 5's chip reveal that something is missing. So what is that something? We're going to break it down today on Di-RREC Gaming. It says, take a look at these stunning PlayStation 5 die shots. All right. Now, this goes back, Tech, to Bloomberg reports. See what I'm saying? This is a whole year later. Now it gets exposed. Now, listen real closely, right? Take a look at these stunning PlayStation 5 die shots, courtesy of photographer Fritz, the legend who shoots infrared close-ups of computer chips. What we're about to read today is no joking. This is no console wars. This is not being toxic. This is educating you, donkeys.
Facts.
Truth over feelings. All right. Nobody can save you. Like I said, they all gonna fail you with your feelings. Of course, they got to do that. I understand you, AMD. Great, fantastic company. Yes, certain features are in our Ratchet and Clank. Certain next-gen features are in Ratchet and Clank. But that don't make you full RDNA 2.0, though.
Nope.
Watch this. Sure, they're gorgeous, but look closer and you might notice something amiss. These images show highlight and essential building blocks of the as yet unreleased AMD Radeon RX 6700, right? Along with the company's Zen 2 CPU architecture. There's that word again. Now watch this. Nestled deep within the PlayStation, Sony's PlayStation 5, right? But Fritz, among others, noticed parts of the Zen 2 architecture have been omitted. That means have been taken out. Taken out. Watch this. Not just that. I want everybody to hear this. Along with apparent discrepancies in terms of GPU features. So, Lacuza, I guess that's what it's called, known for bringing further detailed analysis to shots like these, notes that we're looking at a modified Zen 2 CPU. We're looking at a modified. So watch this. Here's where it gets funny. Across the whole system, there are a few differences to note. Though we're still looking at advanced Zen 2 branch prediction, the larger branch targets buffers, among other things. It seems there are some parts Sony and AMD left out. These include cut down FP pipes from 256-bit down to 128-bit, as well as lack of infinite catch similar to the Xbox and potentially the presence of an older render backend design. Doesn't
2019.
Doesn't that sound just like Sony? Now watch this. For everybody that doesn't understand this, right? What I just said. Let's do this. We've already seen that the PlayStation 5 version of the RDNA architecture sits somewhere between Navi 22 and Navi 23. Look at these. These, J-Rock, this is facts. Everybody on the panel, Red Dead, to everybody, the tech, and Eli the realist. These are facts, Wavy.
2016 all over again, guys.
It really is. It really is.
This is facts. With 36 compute units, like Red Dead said, packed in just under half that of an 80 CU Navi 21. So that's not even 22. Did you hear what I said? It sits between 22 and 23, but they said the 36 compute units packed in is just under half of the 80 CU Navi 21. Basically, this is just confirmation of Sony and AMD having come together to make something unique, okay? As opposed to just dropping standard desktop hardware into the PlayStation 5. We're getting something like an RDNA 1.5 then, it seems. In all, it's nothing we haven't expected, as Sony's Mark Cerny has explained in the past. All right? Now watch this. It gets even better, y'all. It gets better because we're gonna go right here. Confirmed. The PlayStation 5 doesn't have full RDNA 2 integration, but Xbox Series X and S do. Anybody got something to say?
Yeah, it's a Frankenstein. That's what I've been saying. PlayStation 5, man.
More bombs.
Well, didn't it come out before that PlayStation 5 was actually, they were considering bringing that system out last year?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, not last year, I'm sorry, 2019. So that being said, they didn't have the components for full RDNA 2 yet. That's the reason why Xbox, they were late to the game. why they don't have enough systems out on the market right now for sale. It's like, they had to wait for full RDNA2. That's why the dev kits weren't really ready. PCs don't really have full RDNA.
Sony started production first too. Sony
Yep.
started their production first.
Yeah,
I mean,
because if
does everyone
if y'all pay
remember?
attention, AMD came out with their presentation with Lisa, I think her name is Sue, and
Yep.
that was like 3 months before the consoles dropped. So AMD was new to PC. So how could Sony have it? But Sony's got RDNA 3. Forget about 2.
Sony with their
Well, the leaks
bunch
came out of
Oh,
9.2 teraflops, and at the beginning, like end of 2019 and such. So we already knew that the intention was that they were planning, or their design was 2019 based at the latest, for PlayStation 5. But you are right, Xbox was a lot later in the game, and not only because of that they don't have enough units out, but they've also been upgrading their Azure servers for the xCloud to the Series X brand of units. That's why once that's done, I think we'll start seeing a lot more consoles out in the wild for Xbox. But it is interesting. Sony was very particular about the wording you used, and it's very much custom. They pulled a lot of stuff out of the architecture there to make it as custom made and utilize it for what they wanted to utilize it for. I don't think they expected for Xbox to completely blow them out of the water with the design, with the features. I think they thought that they were making a console that would line up with where Xbox was going to hit. Like in 2016, I mentioned when you had the PS4 Pro announced, and then you had the One X announced, and it was just completely astounding in the difference between the two companies and what they actually brought to the table. And we're seeing that again. So it's just a repeat of that.
Yeah. I got the Pro, and I should have just kept the vanilla one. It really didn't add anything. It just added more noise.
Did it add rocket fuel?
Yeah, it added more noise to my room. Like, I was like, man, get that crap out of here.
Who's turned the vacuum cleaner on?
Yeah, it was bad.
The white noise.
Are we really surprised by any of this? This is how Sony operates. This is a standard procedure for them.
Well, you want to know what's funny, y'all?
They're smoke and mirrors. You got to read the small print. You got to read the small print when it comes to Sony, because, like today, they'll come out with articles saying Godfall is being catered towards the strengths of the PlayStation 5. It can't be done on any other system. Today, we find out it's on PlayStation 4.
SSD, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's all like you said. It's all smoke and mirrors with them. I mean, I don't believe PlayStation has dropped a PS5 game yet that can't be on the PS4. After playing Ratchet myself, I knew those riffs were choreographed. So when I finally play it and I see that everything's choreographed, the SSD is not the difference. Yeah, it's going to load faster. But like you said, they use a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's not just with this, but for whatever reason, their fans, the people who permeate Twitter and other social media, they trust Mark Cerny. But that presentation that Cerny did was not even for the common gamer. So you got a whole lot of people that's trying to quote Cerny, and they don't know how to pick the BS from what he said.
I don't know how I sat through that thing.
Yeah, and he's up there just running the company play, saying what he needs to say, and let the Twitter followers go out there and perpetuate the mess. But people who actually know, they know the truth. It's all smoke and mirrors. And they lie all the time. They don't call him Jim Dance Moves Ryan, Lion Ryan, and whatever else they come up with for no reason.
Oh my God!
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Come on,
let's go.
Right. In the investigation of the CPU chip tech, there's dies that are missing. All right, these situations where they said they're omitted. So there's dies that are missing. For all those that don't understand a die, for all those who have never worked on a motherboard, who've never changed out, anything electronically, I'm trying to break this down in elementary terms. So you have a motherboard, right? And there's circuits, okay? There's circuits. You can't have, there's circuits is where continuity takes place at, right? In the continuity, in the electrical circuits, information is being transferred, right? Across the dies, right?
Come on.
If I take away, J-Rock, dies off a motherboard, that means now I'm getting rid of features inside the computer chip, which can happen. Now I want to read the definition so everybody understand this, okay? A die in the context of integrated circuits is a small block of semiconducting material on which a given functional circuit is fabricated. The wafer is the cut, the cut into many pieces, each containing one copy of the circuit. Each of these pieces is called a die. So you got the motherboard, right? You got segments. You see it. You can take. It's like making a grid. That's what it is. And each grid on it is where the dies lay at on the motherboard. The wafer is the cuts. Okay, it's the cuts on them. Now, if I take dies out of the CPU or out of the GPU, there's going to be things that are not there. All right? This new AMD architecture was brand spanking new. And I want everybody to understand that Sony was going with that Polaris Vegas thing in 2019 until they hit that brick wall, because Microsoft and AMD came up with a better solution. See, what they're not telling you is they were sitting up in that lab, right? They're typing, they're looking on the screen, they're probing these computer chips, they're doing whatever they're doing, being geniuses. We don't know, but they're doing things with this chip. And while they're doing things with this chip, they're unlocking things. And every time they unlock something, they look and they assess it. Okay, if it's only 3% gains they get out of it, leave it alone. We'll just keep it at Zen 1. But if they find gains up to like 18%, they know they can sell that. Well, you know what? It's the same chip. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. It's the same chip. Imagine putting the orange in a squeezer, right? You squeezing the juice out of this bad boy. Well, when you first put it on there, you just do a mash, a little bit of juice come out. All right, you sell that. There's orange juice. Then you figure, give me another one. And you start putting more pressure. You get more juice in the cup, right? We'll sell that. When you finally get another orange the same size, and you squeeze as much as you can till there's no more juice, now you got a 2 liter. And you say that for the last. You say, look, we've been able to squeeze out 35% of the chip. So it's Zen 3. You get what I'm saying? It's just squeezed out potential. So what's Zen 3? 19% on top of the 52, because the Zen 2 was the biggest jump. I want everybody to understand this is why Microsoft went with Zen 2, because Zen 2 was the biggest squeeze out of both of them. You got to understand technology. All right? Zen 1 was the beginning. It was massive gains. Zen 2 was like a 52% jump. Zen 3 was only 19% of that. So you get 19 more on top of that 52. But what was the chip that gave you the massive gains? Zen 2, right? So if I take, all right, pieces out of that, if I got Zen 2 and I take dies out of Zen 2, which can never be put back into that chip, how are you at RDNA2? I've taken things out of that chip. That means it's downgrade.
Secret sauce.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's the secret sauce.
You're not fully RDNA 2.0.
It's the secret
So this
sauce,
is what
Lego.
happened.
Secret sauce.
Legal. Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait. SSD, man. Come on. SSD.
Right.
Come on. SSD. You know that's what's powering the system, right?
Facts.
Come on. Who needs RDNA2 when you got the SSD?
Right.
Who needs a power supply if
Ian
you've got the
saying-
SSD right?
I know, right?
Now listen to what Ian and Red Dead Pan is saying, because that's why now you understand why Sony pushed the SSD. Because they knew they couldn't push the computer chip. There's things that were taken out of it. So, the SSD was going to be the thing to compensate.
And they really sold the power of the SSD to its fans, huh?
Right, they sold.
Oh my God! Yep. Hook, line, and sinker.
And you want to know what's funny? That Tech said that is because the PlayStation console has always been about memory loss. Memory has always been a problem with Sony consoles from day one. You remember when the PlayStation 2 came out? What was the best thing that they thought was the greatest thing since the Big Mac? Oh, I got a storage card. I can put it into my console and save memory. The Xbox come out and we didn't have one slot. It was so
hard drive.
You had the slots on the controller, but nothing. And you want to know what's beautiful about that? You can take them out of controller, take them over your friend's house, put it in the controller. That was what was so beautiful about that. But as far as the console did all your saves. You didn't need no external. You didn't need no external drive memory cards for that. Come on, man.
Well, 2013, what the PS?
What was the problem with the PlayStation 3 stores? Sony would secretly what? Take it away from you. If you downloaded something or you put a game in, it took your memory away. Your storage capacity. When they gave you updates, it was using your memory on your console.
Wow.
I'll never forget the day one of my friends told me that. Legal, dude, I'm losing memory. I do an update. You mean to tell me Sony's taking my memory by update? I was like, bro, are you serious? Yeah, man, we lose memory even if they do an update. This has been a problem. This is hilarious. And then PlayStation 4, look at their memory problem. Think about it. It's hilarious. And then Microsoft, to their respect, they do things that are so funny to me. When they initially made backwards compatibility official on last gen, and they put all the backwards compatible games on us, and I'll never forget when I went to go put in Batman, right? And it was like cloud. And on your cloud, it had that little line, so to tell you if you used up, if you used up anything, my line was up. It was the same as it was years ago. It never moved. Zach, it was right there, it never moved. And here I am playing. I kept playing it every game. It would never move. I said, dang, they literally went full cloud. They went infinite. Now look, what did they talk about? Oh, we got infinite catchy. We got it. I said, well, good. We got cloud. It don't get no more infinite than that. This ain't something made up, bro. We got that in our backwards compatibility.
What, the cloud saves?
Right. We're dealing with our old games are in there.
It's been around since the 360.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hold it, but legal. Here's a good question for you. If all the stupid things that PlayStation has done up to this point, if Microsoft had done any of those things, like not giving any kind of hard internal, well, you got to make it internal because you got to take the system apart to put a new SSD in.
This is true.
It's been 8 months. It's been 8 months, and they still don't have a backup solution. 8 months.
Overheating.
How does that work? Especially
But you're going to tell me about RDNA2.
I mean, a terabyte. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't even get your Right. You can't even get your storage together, but you going to run out in these streets talking about RDNA 2.0. Does that make any sense?
So they're deflecting.
Hold it. And the fact that they're talking about already having to redesign their system. It hasn't been out a year. Again, if Microsoft said any of these things,
I like the excuse they used about
said,
that redesign was to.
Oh my God!
Cut cost.
Look,
Hold
I called
on. What was the excuse again?
PS5 Pro. I called it months ago, and I'm calling it now PS5 Pro.
Yeah, everybody. Right.
You remember
but
when they redesigned the PlayStation 3?
It's gonna have two SSDs.
And they took away they took away all the ports, the card readers,
they have to take the
USB
emulator too.
But you know what kills me? People criticize Microsoft for bringing out those cards at $220 a pop. That was so. In hindsight, that was the most brilliant thing any company could have done. I mean, think about it. So simple.
You're right. And
I
bought my first one, Microsoft points. Bought it. It didn't cost me anything.
The only reason why people are complaining is because they don't have it. That's the only reason why they're complaining.
You're right.
But you know what? It's an option to have, and we know that the port that we have actually works compares to them.
Big
Yeah,
facts.
you don't want to
Honestly,
get the
true.
you don't
That's
want to get the
truth right
expansion card because it's too expensive. Hey, you can wait on it. At least you know your port works when it's time for you to get that card that you want.
Well,
There you
just
go.
think about it.
There you go,
Imagine if
folks.
this console
Such is a
released
fully
back in
functional
2019.
Right. That's
If
right.
it released in 2019, it'd be awesome. But that's why they had to bring it back. If you look at the
But they
whole
didn't-
design of it, it's tall, it's ugly, it's got this huge heat sink on it. They had to add liquid metal. You
Do
remember
you
when
think
it
they would have
first
had
started?
the expansion slot? Because that feels like it was an
Would they have it?
afterthought.
No, yeah, they would have
Yeah,
had it.
that
They
feels
would
like
have
an
had to. They would have had to do something because you
But
can't
they would have
run.
been waiting like 2 years for it then.
No,
It's still not working after 8 months.
If I'm not mistaken, Sony is the only one with that SSD. It's theirs. But what I wanted to say is, if you remember from the very beginning, Xbox said, "Here it is." They threw it out on the table. Game Awards.
Yep.
A couple months later, they had a few prominent YouTubers come on and break it down in front of everybody. And then a few months passed. You got Sony people, you got everybody, really Xbox people, like, where's Sony's teardown? Sony took forever. They got weird guys blowing on the controller. Umaji, that guy, they did everything they could before they did the teardown. And when they did the teardown, they started talking about everything else, but people don't pay attention.
Really?
Half of that system is to keep the system cool. That's why we don't have an SSD. When you had that weirdo guy talking about how hot the SSD was for the Xbox, what makes you think the one for the PlayStation is going to be hot? That's why you don't have an SSD expansion on the PlayStation.
So true. The truth is in the concept of the making of the console. Why was the Xbox One so big? To keep it cool. Microsoft threw that big fan in there to keep it cool.
Not just
right?
one fan. It's two of them, right?
Well, they had, yeah, but they learned from the
Yeah, I
Xbox
think it was.
360 with that though, and they tried to make it compact for the Eastern market.
He's right. And what I want to ask the panel, outside of memory being a problem, what is the number one issue with Sony consoles?
The damn size.
Rest mode.
Nope.
Ah,
We're talking about it. Think about it.
Overheating, right?
It was the
Oh, the
fans.
lack of RDNA2.
It was
The storage.
it was the fans.
The fans.
Yeah.
What was the problem with okay, y'all remember when the PlayStation 3 was catching a lot of dust and the consoles were overheating and the roaches were using it as a strip club?
That was nasty.
Y'all remember that? This is true stuff. We're not making this up. This is facts. PlayStation 3 became the Sony Roach Motel. The PlayStation 4 became the Roaches Strip Club. Bottom line. That's
I mean, talking back about the PS5 teardown video, like when they opened that up and you saw where the heat sink went and you saw where the airflow went for the fan, I was like, there's no cooling on the SSD port where you can put in your expansion M.2 drive. There's no cooling there whatsoever.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that it's not compatible with the ones with heat sinks too, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed that. Yeah.
Right, of course. But you see an issue, right? They ran out of parts because it's just like Red was saying, they were put. Two fans of two complete different fans. And you want to know what's funny? Is that none of this is made up because their streets were on Twitter saying, yo, what's wrong with my console? You remember that? They didn't even understand what was wrong with it. And then as people started breaking this thing down, Sony knew eventually the light was going to be exposed. So they hurried up and just said, listen, we done put two different fans in your consoles because people were complaining about the consoles being loud. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
The PS5 itself doesn't even have the same standard of fan. Like they're a fan, like one person might have a PS5 and it's got a different fan in it to another person. Like why do you not have the same the same fan in the system? Because one is louder than the other. So yes, it really does need a new iteration, and it's probably going to be that PS5 Pro that everyone was calling for when they realized that Xbox was 12 teraflops and PlayStation was not going to be 13.
Right. Look.
Also,
right.
I don't know if y'all
remember when RDNA3 was supposed to be in there. This is coming from their camp. RDNA3 PlayStation 5. Can't make this up.
PlayStation, they also came out and they were saying it still hasn't happened yet, but they're saying in a firmware update, they're going to look at updating the fan speed. So those PS5 fans are going to get louder because they're not going to be able to keep up with the actual next gen games. They don't have any next gen games yet.
Bro, everything with that system is variable clocks, variable fan speeds. They're still, like I think I said this last week, man. They're playing it on
variable RDNA2.
Variable RDNA2. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a whole lot of upset people. And Sony's they're trading on Xbox 360 RROD territory with this. I mean, systems are still playing, but everybody's got varying issues with this thing.
Hell, even the media coverage
right.
on it is variable.
And another thing is, there are certain aspects of RDNA2, right, that can be taken out and you can get close to the real deal. I understand. This is why they said it looks more like a manipulated chip. You remember that, E, when we was reading it? It is a manipulated chip.
Yep.
The manipulation is to favor the vision of what Sony wants to do with their games.
30 FPS titles?
Right. But if you notice, they have to cater the Xbox brand is pushing 60 frames as a standard, 4K as a standard. Why? Because its audience demands that. We want a better gaming experience. Okay, the PlayStation fans, they're not very demanding because most of their games are walk-through, soap opera, hold your hand, video games, emotional attachment games, movie cinematic experience games.
Good buddy flicks.
So, right. So when you have that type of experience, there's no need to push resolution. There's no need to push frame rates because all you're doing is doing this. Nice story.
All you're doing is playing Death Stranding, which is a walking sim.
Yeah, they move the character a little bit. He's got to go talk to this dude. This dude may talk for 10 minutes. You get done. You walk down there, talk to another guy. 5 minutes right there. And it's just talking. I mean, talking. These getting walking around, just walking around. So that's okay. Like, we don't have a problem with that if that's what you like, right? That's what you like. The only problem is when you take that kind of experience and bring it over to Xbox experience, that the culture over here has never been that. All right, we're a live action community. We're a very action orientated community. We like speed. We like action.
We like playing games, actually playing them.
Right. Right. We don't like. I get what you're saying, Red. We don't like sitting, listening to story tales all through our game, where 85% of the game is storytelling. Right. That's not our forte. That's never been in our forte. Not that we don't like games like that. We embrace them every now and then. But we have an addiction to action, and we want to hear him get this over with. Let me get back to my action. While the PlayStation community is more lenient. They're eating their carrots. They're eating their hay. They're chilling. Take a break. It's too hard. I'm walking around. They're talking. It's too hard. I'm cutting it off. I'm coming back. And look, there's nothing wrong putting your games on easy. We have no problem with you putting your game on easy.
You ain't a gamer if you play on easy.
Right. Don't take your easy. Here's my problem.
Hey.
Legal.
I play easy mode.
Look, you can play your games on easy. I don't care. The only thing I care about is the respect of the levels. Don't take your easy experience and come up here and bring that up here and think that up here is going to fly with that easy experience. Because here's the truth, okay, over your feelings. There are games where if you play them on easy, you don't even get the true aspect of the video game.
And that's how it should
Legal.
be. I'm sorry.
That's facts. All right.
Sorry,
So don't
I-
tell me playing games on easy mode gives you the true experience. It doesn't.
Legal. Listen, I want to talk about your point right there. Returnal, right? This is a perfect example.
Too hard for
Like-
them. When that game came out,
Listen.
come on up, change the experience. Talk about
Hey,
it.
let me try that game.
No,
I got
listen,
this.
listen,
I got this.
listen. Okay, listen. I'm old school gamer, right?
Right.
And you know, every time I keep hearing people, gamers, complaining about how hard Returnal is, just because the fact that if they die, they have to go back to the beginning.
It's too hard.
And I sit right there, and I sit right there. Was like, man, those kids, man. Oh man, they don't know. I remember back in the 80s, one of my first games that I used to play was Ninja Gaiden on the Nintendo,
Oh, yeah.
the original Nintendo. Now, if anybody who don't know what Ninja Gaiden is,
Super
Ninja
Mario.
Gaiden on Nintendo, man, it's hard. There's no setting whatsoever. Okay,
Nope.
and if you die, like on one of the last chapters, you have to go back to the beginning.
Jerks.
And there's no save points whatsoever. You have to go play the game all over again from the beginning. And I was like, yo, I mean, this is a challenge, but I beat it. I mean, there's no save point whatsoever. But now people nowadays, okay, they can't complete a game because it has no save point. Oh, it's too hard. No, they have to, easy mode. Man, give me a break.
No, I agree.
Anyways.
I mean, I used to be I was a Sega guy. So Revenge of Shinobi. Used to love that game. Guess
Yeah.
what? You died, you went right back to the beginning of the level again. It wasn't any save point. I mean, come on. It's laughable. It's so laughable. They're a bunch of babies.
Yeah, I play a lot of Diablo, so like playing on hardcore, you could get like 300 hours in on your character, die, and then have to start again. Like,
Yep.
seriously, it's been
Again?
done before. They were out there telling everyone what this game is, and people acting like they didn't know what they were buying when they wasted $70 on the game.
Exclusives.
Hey,
It's all about
there you
the
go.
quality games, right? Quality, right?
Yeah, as long as it's exclusive, they're running out and buying it.
That's all they wanted. That's all they want.
Well, they probably don't buy it. They just talk about it on
Well,
Twitter.
Twitter.
what they need is some
Twitter.
quality. What they need is some quality
Zombie apocalypse
glasses.
games.
That's what
when
they
we
need.
do zombie apocalypse games, our characters actually die and don't come back. We have permadeath.
Permadeath.
It's a different ball game on the Xbox. We don't just run around with our heads cut off when we play on our games. There's some that we take pride in playing art when we play on the Xbox. There's a certain type of what you call it, excitement, camaraderie that comes with being an Xbox fan. The things that you're looking forward to that comes with playing these games. When I found out on State of Decay 2 that, man, if my guy dies or my girl dies, she ain't coming back no
Yeah,
more.
it's gonna come back, man.
You're
Play
playing
different.
the game with more
Play
caution.
different, yeah.
Right, because they want you to see you're in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, you only get one life.
It's just that simple.
I can't wait for part 3.
I can't eat.
Oh man. So okay.
It just means Xbox gamers is more prepared for a real zombie apocalypse, guys, because we
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
happens.
Right.
Well, I'm from Texas. We ready.
Yeah, I got my garden tools ready.
So are you actually saying that the zombies or the walkers, like the Walking Dead, are actually PlayStation people? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they will be.
Yeah.
Hey, I won't confirm or deny it.
Yeah, they won't know what to do.
Hey, yo, can I make a quick comment since we're talking about State
Nah.
of Decay?
Go ahead, bro.
Come on.
I don't know if you guys have experienced it, but I was having some major issues playing State of Decay 2. It gets really dark and it's real foresty. Once I got Dolby Vision Gaming, I was really able to play and enjoy that game. So that's one game I can really say transforms with Dolby Vision Gaming. And of course, it's something that's not on PS5. We still don't know why it's not on PS5.
Saving it for the Pro.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Don't want to pay that
We
damn
know
license
why.
fee.
It's because they put their foot in it when they were like talking about their Tempest 3D engine for sound.
Yeah.
And they were saying that Dolby was
trash.
they were better
Yeah.
than Dolby, and Dolby's like, well, goodbye.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah,
hey, we got to be
Yeah,
honest.
I'll
though.
crack it
It
down.
is better than Dolby, but they lied about what Dolby was capable of.
Mhm.
True.
Like in raw numbers, Sony's is better, but they downgraded the competition, and that's why they stepped out and like, nah, you need to fix that.
Well,
So,
here's
so
the
you
thing.
feel like in raw numbers or actual real life
Here's the
performance
thing,
is
here's
better
the
than
thing.
Dolby?
Let me say something because I worked in audio just for a little bit. You're not gonna find 3D spatial audio at the highest level when it comes to quality sound. You're gonna find Dolby Atmos there. It's just like you're not gonna find HDR10 at the highest quality of color gambit in the industry like Dolby Vision. Dolby is the standard of excellent quality. All right, just like THX was back in the day for Star Wars. There you had plenty of sound effectors out there, if that's even a word. You had plenty of sound effects in the gaming industry. But THX was built for Star Wars. Star Wars wasn't going to use everybody else's sound. The beautiful thing about Dolby Atmos is not just the sound quality and how it transfers around in your living room or in your bedroom. It's the fact that they actually take sounds from live areas and manipulate those sounds in space. 3D audio, 3D spatial audio is the manipulation of sound. So they don't have to just go into real places, shatter glass. They can actually digitalize that shattering of glass, get that, and then manipulate it. With Dolby Atmos, they actually go where the sound is being created. So if I got the gun, I'm actually shooting that gun, bam, 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 bam. They're taking that live shot and then make that sound. So that's an actual gunshot. You get what I'm saying? That's an actual gunshot. And when you combine, and this is crazy because Xbox is going to be the very first console to do this. We're going to, for the first time ever, see, this is beautiful. Put some respect on Xbox for a minute. Man, put some respect on Xbox. Talk to my back.
Legal has lost it.
Hey, tie to your hats.
Let me just say something. How could you?
We're
How
going to
could
be
you
the
claim to
first
be?
community to play games in Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. Stand up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro, you got to get in
I
there.
don't want to show off my legs.
Go ahead, J.
Yo,
Rock.
how can you claim to be better when you're limited to headphones?
Fact.
Oh man.
You're not. That's just what I'm saying, man. This is not. Look, you gotta get out of the investment of your feelings, people. You gotta stop it because Sony is playing y'all's emotions.
They jerking you.
Oh,
Man.
I don't want to be jerked.
It's crazy how they do it, and it's crazy to sit here and watch y'all continuously do this to yourselves. This is why this show had to be made. We're tranquilizing you slowly but surely. We got extra doses. We're putting y'all to sleep. We don't want you to see E3. But if
Listen, I sent pictures of my ears to Mark Cerny, and he still hasn't gotten back to me. So I'm afraid what he's doing with them pictures.
Oh shit.
Wouldn't you like to know?
He's gonna send something
that's
back.
just
Watch.
wrong. That's
Yeah,
so
well,
wrong.
J-Rock tribute.
He's gonna send you a picture of his SSD.
So Cerny right there. Look at them earlobes. Look at them earlobes. Look at that ear canal.
Because it goes back to what J Rock was saying, right, guys? If Microsoft was lying Sony would have made that official. We don't have anywhere documented, anywhere where Sony says it is fully RDNA 2.0 integrated. But guess what? Microsoft does. Y'all want another story? We're going story. Oh, before we do, shout outs to Paul Tassi, greatest flip-flopper for its failure. I told you they're all going to fail y'all this year. Xbox doing so well, the fear of E3 broke them. Yes, it's me, your resident Xbox fanboy as of like this year. Forbes, Microsoft is building something Sony, Nintendo, Google, and Amazon can't match. Like my man Six Layer would say, duh, did I need you? Did I need you to make an article for me to know this? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're Xbox fans. We didn't need you to confirm that for us. We already knew this. We knew the Azure cloud is on another level. It's bigger than Google and Amazon combined. Their cloud combined is still like, what, 6% smaller? 6% smaller. These are facts, y'all. It's like 3 to 6% smaller. This is facts. You could put, so if you take one of them, they're nowhere on the level as Azure Cloud. Nowhere on the level to its capacity. Nowhere on the level. So what do you mean that Microsoft is doing something better? What are you talking about? Like, when did that become a light? When did that become a light bulb? It's the company you love to hate because it's the one that you, Digital Foundry, you, John Linneman, didn't want to be here. It's the company you didn't like, you, double agents and centaurs and half-breeds of the Xbox community, claiming you're multi-console users. How dare Xbox does this, and how dare Xbox does this, but we never hear you ridiculing Sony, but yeah, you this multi-console owner. We got you. We understand your method. But now all those methods have failed you. Okay, you got rid of our Connect. All right. You didn't want to spend money on the Connect. Okay, so where was your games? Microsoft put out 6 big headers in 2013 all the way to 2014. What were you playing? You see what I'm saying? Where were y'all at? Y'all weren't playing those games because you was mad because of what the DRM. Y'all was cooking that pot up.
They're spying on me.
YouTube channels off that DRM. After Microsoft changed it 3 days after E3. Look how long they drugged that situation. Oh, Xbox always.
These are the same people that complain about the red ring of death. Still,
right?
They still talk about it.
They'll still bring that up.
Yeah. Legal. How about? Wait a minute. What about always internet always on?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I'm like, seriously, really?
It's always on. When did the internet ever go out?
Oh my
God! I remember that. It was just like, dude, you're gonna be online all the time anyway. So what's
right?
You're online all the time.
Well, Xbox gamers would be online all the time. PlayStation don't need to with their story-driven games. So yeah, that's probably why. Go. Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, y'all.
It's true, yo.
You can't make this stuff up.
Oh no, let's just confirm this. My bad. Anybody got something to say? But I'm gonna. I was gonna talk. I was talking about. So nobody thinks that I'm tripping.
I was going to bring it back to the RDNA talk, right. Specifically around like the fact that their system, the chip is so custom that it's the only RDNA based GPU that is having technical difficulties. Why developers are delaying the release of the PS5 version? Why Returnal was having so many difficulties? It's just even Ratchet and Clank crashing because that system is half-assed. It just feels like an incomplete system that they didn't do enough testing. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here's one for you. How is it that Xbox, both the Series X and the Series S, and I got to be honest, I didn't hear any complaints about the Series S having any technical issues. X had a few here and there. PlayStation 5, it was all over Twitter. Every time you turn around, you had folks saying that their system wasn't working, or they were glitching, or whatever. And
well, the whole rest thing, you know, you put it in rest mode, you lost everything.
I know.
It's still a problem
you had
today.
IGN doing troubleshoot videos. Remember, you had IGN doing troubleshoot videos.
It was so
wrap it up in a towel.
This problem, and
so
if you
funny.
encountered this one while doing
If
this,
you flip
and
it upside down,
and if you flip, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, what cracks me up is where was like the outcry from like the the media houses saying like, I heard, what was this? Screen Rant ran an article saying like, oh, there's a couple little issues here and there, but it's still one of the best systems on the market. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
There we go.
There's still articles right now coming out exactly like that. I just read one the other day going, 8 months later, PS5 versus Xbox Series X, and they said, yes, the Series X is a better console. However, the winning factor is the PlayStation exclusives. And I'm like, how you can't even play half of the games because the console like breaks. Like, how is it a winning factor?
You play the title part of it, and then it breaks on you.
Right.
It's that SSD, right?
Hey, but y'all, legal, real quick. I just got a question.
No, go ahead, Frank.
What are they gonna do when Xbox has games? What excuse can they make after that?
Well, they're gonna say they don't like those type of games.
But they don't have games with mass appeal. Now, Xbox gonna have something for everybody.
Yeah.
And you hear right now you're hearing one per quarter, but they're gonna for one per month. They're talking about AAA first party exclusive, one per quarter, but they're gonna have something big coming every month. I heard that from quote unquote insiders all over the place.
You're listening to
they need to slow it down because that's just a lot of games.
Well, but see, the thing is, they're not banking on us. We're already on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're banking on new people coming in. They're banking on these new people being overwhelmed and seeing value for their $15 a month and not ever thinking about canceling the subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have games coming. I just want to hear these narratives from the media because Sony doesn't get their just due, but America, they like to crap on their own and go love up on somebody else.
But I thought they're all about go America.
No.
Not when it comes to Xbox.
No, when it comes to Xbox. Now when it comes to Microsoft. Now when you're talking about a $2 trillion company because they're nasty, they're evil. They've been evil since BG was $100 billion rich. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so they hate all major corporations.
Yeah.
From America.
Yo, Fugly, appreciate that. We're not gonna look for anybody who comes in here late and then get the beginning of the RDNA 2.0. Just start this all over when it's all over again and listen and learn. The chat gonna give you the smoke. They gonna give you the smoke. Fugly, appreciate it. They still don't get it. Look, no one's saying that the PlayStation 5 doesn't have architecture of RDNA 2.0 in it. Get having RDNA 2 out of your mind and understand that there's pieces. Okay? There's pieces. You gotta understand this. There's dies, right? But there's off a wafer. The wafer's the cut on the board. There's pieces, there's segments. If I'm taking die off the daggum circuitry, there's no information going there. That means there's features missing, which can't make it full-fledged RDNA 2. You're right. They're both custom. This is what people don't get it. The Xbox chip is custom. You want to know what makes it custom, Red Dead? We're gonna kill them off today. You want to know what makes it? You want to know what makes it custom? I love when they come in custom. Here's what makes it custom. Microsoft has their own stuff like velocity architecture. What was it called? The one you don't even hear about, smart delivery. Mesh shaders, machine learning. What's the one that kills them? Variable refresh rates that PlayStation. Are we gonna get to this? That they don't have. What is it? VRR?
You're talking about VRS?
VRS?
Yeah.
What's this?
Real rate shading?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. They got that and variable refresh rates. This stuff, DirectX 12 Ultimate, See, what I'm saying is stuff that PlayStation 5 don't have. So when they talk about custom, these are the things that Microsoft owns that they implemented with AMD. They customized their stuff with AMD. So let's stop this. Let's stop this nonsense like, oh, Sony got a customized RDNA2 chip and Microsoft has a custom RDNA2 chip. We know that. We understand the differences. Here's the difference.
One's more custom than the other.
Microsoft brought their own stuff. The key is Microsoft brought their own stuff and customized, put it like this. Microsoft and AMD basically merged together on this chip. They co-engineered it. Can anybody in the donkey community show me one article that says Sony and AMD co-engineered that chip? Thank you. You can't, you won't, don't even waste your time. What happened was, in the RDNA architecture of 2.0, Sony took elements. I'm trying to preschool this, y'all. Use the words that I'm trying my best. They took key little elements, took these things, and put them into the chip for the use of what Sony wanted to do with their vision for their games. Sony only going to push so much because they know their fans don't invest in games. Their fans invest in feelings. So Sony is like, let's just do something where our CGI trailers will look more beautiful. Let's give them a more cinematic picture experience. Right. Do you think our system need to be full 60 frames per second as standard? Nah, because they've never done 60. They don't know what 60 frames per second is. They're good. Whatever we throw out, they're gonna buy it. They're gonna play it. They're gonna yap about it. All we gotta do is put out an exclusive. They'll lose their minds. We don't care what it is. It can be, it can be Pie Man. If it's an exclusive, 27 frames per second, all the donkeys are gonna say, so what? We got an exclusive, and y'all don't.
That's a good game. Pie Man.
So Sony knows this stuff. Sony don't have to set the bar high for their base. Are you serious? Do you think AMD came to Sony with all this new integrated stuff and Sony lost their minds like, yeah, we want it all? That would be a waste of their money. Why you think they got all these cheap parts? Why you never had a real high-tech fan in your console? Not never one of your fans ever worked long in those consoles. Your console's always been loud because your consoles have always been hot. How is that? Look, man, even in cars, right? They've gotten away from V8 engines because they learned that if you know anything about engines, really your power is in the piston, right? So what they used to do is make long pistons, and that's where you would get all that horsepower. But they realized, man, if we shorten it up, where it can hit, because it was going like this, but if they took that, they shortened it up, put more pistons in, made the engine smaller. Look at this. Look at this. We're not running around with big block engines anymore. You got these PC heads with these big old towers. Huge tower. Have you ever seen a 3,000 built rig? It's huge. We've yet to see one small. Look.
You look at the size of the PS5 versus the Series X and the Series S. That's a great example if you're talking about pistons and
Right.
But that's the difference between.
It's a technological advancement. You got PC heads that are looking at that, and in their hearts, they're like, I don't even have that.
Well, wait a minute, legal.
How about folks?
Well, legal. Think about folks that were trying to recreate the Xbox Series X, and they couldn't for that price point. They couldn't do it.
Only in their dreams.
We got vents on the top of our console. Tech. Vents on the top. There's no vents nowhere else on this block, on this little cube. Where's the air? There's nowhere for this air to go because they understand turbulence with a fan. They understand turbine technology. Okay? There's fans that you can customize for your radiator. You can go to Pet Boys and get a customized fan with the shape of the angles of the blades that that cools your radiator are better and more efficient than the ones that come off the showroom floor. All right. Microsoft understood turbulence in the air. Fans can manipulate current flow just standing still in a room with no air. It has mechanics in those fans that circulate within the console. It takes air from the inside and blows it right out the top.
Wait a minute. How about the fact that I don't know about anyone else's Series X, but I don't hear my system. My system sits in front of me as I play. You can't hear it.
Dude, they're both dead silent systems.
You don't even hear the S, guys.
I don't hear mine because I don't have it.
Hold on. So I finally put an Ultra Blu-ray in my system the other day just to make sure, because I didn't get a chance to try it to see if the drive works. And I'm watching this movie. I forgot there was an actual disc in my system. Yeah. You didn't hear the drive. You didn't hear the system. You didn't hear anything like revving in the system.
When I tell y'all that this console, the
masterpiece,
the Xbox team, and you want to know what's funny? This is the same team that built the Surface Pros, that built the legendary Surface Pros, and took the technology to a whole nother level. This is facts. Same team.
Yep.
They're blowing other engineers out the frame. Go ahead, Red Dead.
I mean, you look at the One X. It's the same team with the One X and how they redesigned the One S from that massive VCR unit that the original Xbox One was. Like, it was so massive. I understand they went overboard on the cooling to make sure it was really nice and cool. But then for them to iterate a smaller, compact design for both versions, especially when you're looking at the One X, which is so much more powerful in teraflop wise, 4.2 versus 6, to the gigantic PS4 Pro. They just went larger and just added an extra level on that system. I don't understand. There was like virtually no engineering that went into the PS4 Pro in comparison to the actual time and effort and dedication that went into making the One X.
How was it? How was it at the R&D lab? Hey guys, how can we make the Pro more powerful? I know. Add an extra layer. Boom. We got the.
We're
and they're all
genius.
like, they're all high-fiving themselves in their white coats.
That's genius.
Whereas it's like, how do you make that reminds me of the ad for the
Omega Times is silly, man.
For the or digital edition of the One S, where they're like, how do we make it like better? And then they were like, let's just remove the disc drive.
Yes, same thing. Just remove the disc drive.
I was just like, that is so good.
You are so right, because at launch, right, Sony puts out 2 of the same consoles. See, this is what I'm trying to get people to understand this. They put out the same console, basically. Same console. Who cares if it got disc drive or not? Put out 2 same consoles, $100 more. Makes sense, right? $100 more. Let's stop acting like this disc drive was something that was so legendary that the console had to be $100 more. Let's stop it. Because last generation, your man Jim Ryan was talking about, we don't really care about a disc drive. Remember that? We're for the gamers. We ain't build a console to watch movies on. Really? Really? Y'all saw how that aged, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now they put two consoles on the market that are the same. But what Microsoft does, not only do they give us a cube, I'm sitting over looking at it right now, just looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I still marvel at this thing, right?
Mine's sitting
I got
right
a black cube over here. Unlike anything I've ever seen before. Right? And to go to Red Dead's credit, when I saw that S, and that's the one that Tech swung hard for. But when Tech gave me that S, and I came home to give it to my daughter, and I was like, I'm gonna do an unboxing. But I secretly took my Rambo knife, cut it open, and I just wanted to look at it.
It's tiny, man.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw it, immediately I said, this is Microsoft's humor.
It's tiny.
It's so funny that they made this console so, because the whole part, The Xbox One is so big, it's a VCR. It's a big toaster.
It ain't no George Foreman grill though, so yeah.
Right. And Microsoft
at least we get that positive.
So small. Puts it out on the market, $299. $299. You gotta laugh at this stuff.
Well, let me ask you
really
this.
Gotta laugh at this stuff because when y'all really see, and I don't know how many people actually got their hands on it, but when I tell you this thing is small, this thing is small.
We talking about Series S?
Laughable.
Yeah.
It's a beast, bro.
This console is more powerful than the PlayStation 5.
That's
what I've been always saying. Haven't I been saying that since the beginning?
From the you've been saying it.
Facts.
Yeah. And you notice how these articles stay away from that fact?
Yeah.
Stop bringing, this is why this show's here. Stop bringing the PlayStation 5 to the Series X
on the same level.
The PlayStation 5 just needs to sit over there next to the PlayStation 4 Pro and just be glad it's got a girlfriend. Just sit over there. Because don't bring it over here. It doesn't even belong over here.
Legal.
It doesn't even do what these consoles do.
Well, how about when they first started talking about the S and people, all the media houses and all the reporters were saying, this is such a waste of money. Why did Xbox do that? It doesn't make any sense why they bring out a system that was less powerful than the Series X. And all of a sudden, we find out that the S is outperforming the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Right.
Wow, funny. Well, I guess when you have true RDNA2, it is what it is.
Now, with PlayStation brought out the Slim, right? Mm-hmm. The Slim was the funniest thing ever. What was the Slim? What was the Slim?
I have no idea.
What was the purpose of the Slim?
It's just to make a slimmer console.
Wait. So the Slim was the Slim. Okay, was the vanilla one 2 layers, and then they made the Pro 3. And the Slim is 1.
Just didn't have cheese on it. The Slim.
No, I think the Pro was
got rid of the hard edges, right? That's all they did, so no one could poke themselves in the eye with the console when they weren't playing games.
Yeah, but getting back to the Series S, what people are missing is like Microsoft. They're playing chess out there. Like Microsoft really does have a plan to attract more gamers. What people don't pay attention to is approximately like 300 million people buy consoles every generation.
Right.
So Xbox really believes that they're going to attract new people and new customers, and they need a more attractive price point for them. That's where the S is for. It's not for the power narrative. They already got the big Obelisk out there to stomp that out. So the S is for the people who just want to play games.
Right.
I had to jack my son when I sent my Xbox X in for servicing. The S is a beast, and the average gamer does not need a Series X.
Right.
And that's what Microsoft made for those people that just want to get into gaming. They're not us. We want the best. We're out there trying to buy 3090s if we're in the PC. We want the X.
Right.
We'll look at the S and wait for the X. But that's not, they didn't make that for us. They made it for the mass casual market, for the children.
And I would say, I'm coming from the One X though, and the Series S is so much better than the One X. You get the quick resume. You get the fact
you get all those RDNA 2.0 features.
Exactly. Everything about it is better than the One X. So if you were that pro level gamer that wanted the best graphics on the One X, the Series S is good enough for you. I can't find the Series X, so I would say it is for the casual gamers, but Series S is for hardcore gamers too. Series S is for
it does 144. What 144? 1440p.
1440, 120 frames.
And then wait for the RDNA2 Fidelity FX to kick in. Then it'll be able to fabricate 4K. But no, I'm not saying that it won't suffice for hardcore gamers. I'm just saying that that's not who Xbox made it for. Because the hardcore gamers, I see them on Twitter all the time. I see the S. I could have gotten the S, but I want the X.
Nah, get that Series S, bro. Anybody listening is debating it. Get that Series S. I upgrade it from One X.
Those don't sell out in seconds. I get it too.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if you have like a 1080p TV, it's like, I mean, it's perfect for you. I mean, that's really
sampling is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, but if you have like a if you have like an LG CX TV, okay, yeah, then you're going to want the Series X because you're going to get full. It's going to take full advantage of it. But if you have just like a regular 4K TV, yeah.
I mean,
I
I've got.
don't think nobody understands the true aspect of Dolby Vision on Xbox anymore. I don't think nobody is really catching on to this. How great this is. Do you know when you get a TV with Dolby Vision? Do you know it's an actual firmer communicator? When HDMI, Dolby Vision, when that signal hits, when it's something that's compatible, it's gonna pop up on your screen. Your TV, your normal resolution and all that goes away. It is like a different visual format. And let me tell you something, that Dolby Vision doesn't need to be calibrated. So when you start to play it, your deeper blacks, all that, brighter brights, all that, it's gonna automatically go in. You're not gonna have to do anything. I don't understand. I don't think people really truly understand this aspect. All right, but that's what's gonna happen when we go into that. We're gonna go into the best. Do you hear what I'm saying? The best visuals. My TV. If you have an OLED with Dolby Vision, woo.
They even got the Dolby Vision IQ now, so it does auto adjust your screen based on the lighting in your room and everything too.
But let me tell y'all something. I don't think they understand me. Emmanuel A1, I don't think they get it. J-Rock, I don't think they get it. Eli,
they don't want to believe it.
They get it.
Listen.
Up here on the top of the screen, they like the Three Stooges up there. They got Three Amigos up there, right?
Let me say something about the Series S, right?
Well, hold on, Eli. I'm gonna make this point real quick.
All right.
There's no difference. Dolby Vision is Dolby Vision. That's what makes Dolby Vision superior. It's not going to matter what TV you have. When Dolby Vision pops up on that screen, you're hitting the best quality imagery.
Facts.
Because Dolby Vision is Dolby Vision. There's no calibrating it. I want everybody to understand that. Dolby Vision is when it comes on, it's set at the height. It's set. There isn't no, this doesn't look right and this doesn't look right. THX for Star Wars. There wasn't no settings. It went through your subwoofer and that was it.
Nope.
When you put that movie in, that was it. The little THX theme will come on. You bugging if you trying to change that. Because the minute you start trying to change that, you compromising.
That's right.
Set. It ain't gonna matter what TV you got it on. It ain't gonna matter what PC you have it on. It ain't gonna matter. It's gonna unify people at a large scale. I want everybody to just know that. And Xbox is gonna be the only place to experience that. Go ahead, Eli.
All right, so let me say this. At $299, right? The Series S is utilizing those high-end TVs.
I'm sorry.
It's utilizing those high-end TVs better than the PlayStation 5 at $299.
Yep.
Facts.
Those are the facts. At $299, that console is utilizing your high-end TV better than the PlayStation 5.
And your audio system.
And your audio system. Your sound bars. You're not limited to a headset to get 3D audio.
And it's utilizing your time more, guys. Just be honest about it. It's got more games. Game Pass is a thing. People forget that.
Bro, Game Pass is
it is. I mean, I've got a Series X that I have down in here that I play. I also have a Series S upstairs that I have for the lounge because we've only got a 1080p TV upstairs, but I've got a 4K one downstairs.
Right.
So I first got my Series X and I absolutely loved it. And then I got the Series S and I was just blown away by the size and what it was capable of. It was just like using my Series X, but in a smaller form factor. And I was just like shocked. And I didn't understand people who were complaining about the Series S in comparison to the Series X or even in comparison to the PS5. Yes, the only downside of it is the 512 gigabyte hard drive, but that's where that expansion SSD comes in. That is amazing. And for the fact that I can just like take that out of my Series X and just walk it upstairs and plug it into the back of my Series S and continue on is amazing. So,
and that's what they 15 games, 12 to 15 games, like that's all you need anyway. Of instant swapping between those games, just instant swapping.
Do you do
between
this,
those games.
Panda? Is I got both of them as well, and I got my Series X right here in front of me on my computer set up, and I got the Series S on like a regular TV, and then whatever I'm playing the most right now, whether it be like Yakuza or something, then I'll have it on the Series S, just kind of sitting there, while everything else is on my Series X.
Yes, I put anything that I'm currently playing, I put on my Series S, so that if I'm upstairs trying to not be antisocial with my family, I say that still playing video games, ignoring them, but in their vicinity, then yes, I will have that game, and then it just the save just immediately runs from the Series X to the Series S. The moment I go back to my Series X, my save is there with me waiting. Hence cloud, guys. It is seamless, and that's why I think, like, we had that jokey PlayStation 4 video about this is how you share games. We need something on our side to go, this is how you play your save files. Like,
and see, some people still don't know that that's been around since the 360. And when the Xbox One came out, say like it was some Fallout game that was on the 360. The save carried easily over to the Xbox One, because
that's like with Mass Effect backwards compatibility. I hadn't played it on I hadn't played Mass Effect 3 on my Series X, but the last time I played it was on my 360, and then I loaded it up earlier in the year, and my save file was there, and I just got to continue on playing the game, and I'm like, I haven't even put it on the previous generation. It's skipped a generation, and my save file is still there.
Still there.
Y'all want to know something else? Here's something else just to add to it. And when you talk about RDNA 2.0, you have to explain it. There has to be elements in there that certify your claim. You can't just be claiming out here. You can't just be repping sets that don't exist, all right? There's things that go along with RDNA 2.0 with Xbox, and here it is. DirectX Raytracing, mesh shaders, sampler feedback. I forgot about that bad boy. We don't talk about that too much. Sampler feedback. And what it does, it greatly improves memory efficiency by allowing games to load into memory. With fine granularity, only the portions of textures that the GPU needs for a scene. As it needs it, providing an effective 2.5 times memory and bandwidth multiplier beyond the raw hardware capabilities. Sampler feedback also enables efficient creation and shading of textures on demand. Variable rate shading. There's that VRX. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. It either, when you heard people like Jason Ronalds, Andrew Goosen, that's my boy. He came out and bombed out the gate. Y'all remember he came out and just let everybody know that this is the soul of this console. Like, these features are the soul of this console. That's deep. Those are deep words. And they're not playing. All we've seen is the flesh of this console yet. We ain't got to the soul of it, J-Rock. They don't want to see the soul of this console. You got these two guys working hand in hand. You don't hear Jason Ronald out here lying. Jason Ronald, I mean. You don't hear him out here lying. Andrew Goosen out here making up stuff, making up claims. They made these claims boldly because they were so excited of what they want to show to us. They're not showing us things that we're going to be looking at like, we've seen this before. Our motto this generation is called powering our dreams. All right? And not just powered our dreams, but let your stuff go rampant. That's what they said. Let your dreams go out of control. So that means go beyond what you think you can go beyond. Do what you like to do. You're not.
So don't temper your dreams.
That's right. Don't. Well, if you want that force to be that dense, then make that force that dense. And if you want to show bugs on those leaves, put bugs on those leaves. You want the wind to blow that tree, make that wind blow that tree. After boss. If we want to make maple leaf trees and then want to turn them red, look, check this out. If we want that tree to go from green to light green to orange to yellow to brown and fall off, we're going to do that.
Our true north, strong and free.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're going to do
Oh, Canada. Our home and native land.
I'm just going to...
Do y'all remember this game called Forza Horizon 4?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, never heard of it. What is it?
Right.
Yeah, what is that?
It's the only open world racing freelance car racing game that has all seasonal climatic weather in it. And I mean,
And the
that's never
gameplay is
been done
differently
before.
based on the season. Yeah.
Fact.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. You know, we're so stuck at just the fact that Microsoft does so much great stuff that we get numb to it. But you got to understand something. Sony ain't done that for their fans. They don't know nothing about that. You know, they talk about weather sequences on Drive Club. That's what
God, don't talk about that. No.
That's still around?
Every game, don't ever say any game is going to kill any Xbox game. Don't ever say that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Stop investing too much into your feelings. Look, Sony makes great games. They make great games. They make good games for y'all. Okay? You guys enjoy them great games. Ratchet and Clank for the 19th series, for the 16th on console, 3 on mobile, whatever. That disqualifies you for any talk of any other company milking anybody. And at least if we're going to talk about Nintendo, but how can you talk about Nintendo? They got legends. You can milk legends. Microsoft can milk Master Chief until the world ends. Nintendo, exactly. Nintendo can milk Mario and Luigi till the world ends. Namco can milk Pac-Man till the world ends. And Sega can milk Sonic till the world ends. But what mascot do y'all have? Sony is like they're trying so hard to make Ratchet and Clank a mascot. And
Astrobot.
What do you
never works.
What do you think, Master
God.
Chief?
What
What do you think, Master Chief? Kill him.
What happened to Godfall today?
Oh man.
I'm just going to quickly interrupt, guys, because I actually have to go. So I will leave you guys to finish off the rest of the show. It has been amazing, and I would look forward to joining in another day. I've just got some things to do with my sisters this afternoon, so I don't want to get told off for running late.
Those family members.
Appreciate you, Red Dead, from all around the world. New Zealand in the building. Red Dead, I know you had a busy day. I just want to say thank you for crashing in on the show today, being a part of our crew. Really appreciate you, Red Dead.
Thank you, guys. Well,
Thank
enjoy the rest of the show. Give PlayStation hell. Tell it like it is. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, Red Dead out of New Zealand. We appreciate you. Take it easy.
Bye,
Mike,
Red.
see ya.
Bye, guys.
Hey,
Bye.
Peace out, Red Dead.
hey.
You know, I just don't get it. Godfall is going. Another failed attempt. We don't believe in generations, right? Look at that. E. I love E. And you know why I went to PlayStation 4? Because they didn't take care of it on PlayStation 5 like I said they wouldn't. They ain't playing those games, homie.
Hold it.
They ain't playing those games. And you want to know what messed Godfall up? The fact when they found out it was a time exclusive, they didn't want to support it no more.
No. No.
They had the cookies and cream when they thought it was an exclusive. See, I'm trying to get people to understand the psyche of a Sony fan, which I could never. And then on the top that, stop trying to sell me that Sony is this good company for me to dish my money to, because it ain't. I don't expect Microsoft to say that. I don't expect Nintendo to say that. They're companies. I don't expect that. That's unprofessional. We ain't a company. We're gamers. We're the streets. So we can say that. Not shelling my money over
Okay,
Sony.
wait. But we all know that
It's bad practices over there.
just like the Medium, like we all know that the Medium was a time exclusive, and they've been like Medium, like, you know, oh, look at the Medium, look at the 900p, blah. Okay, now it's coming to PS5. What do you got? Let's see how it plays on the PS5 now.
Oh my God!
Make this stuff up.
Oh my God!
Oh,
wait a minute.
You want to know what's funny? Y'all want to know what's funny? Is that the developers came out early, right, and said, you know, for the sake of it, we was on the Xbox Series X, and we actually hit this game at 60 frames per second in 4K. We was running, but you know, we just look. It was funny. Here's the exact words. But you know, we turned it back down to 30. We want people to have a more what? Cinematic experience. The minute I heard that, I said, "Oh, this game for the PlayStation."
But it cracks me up how their fans they hook, line, and sinker. They buy this, and it's like they're okay with 30 frames per second. You had folks on Twitter trying their best to say, "Oh, but 30 frames per second, it's like cinematic. That's why I don't want to play 60 frames per second. Why would I want to do that?" Oh,
30 FPS makes you a better gamer.
Dude, you can't make this stuff up. I look at this stuff and I'm like, oh my God. Sony is like a cult. And it's like they just give out free Kool-Aid with every $70 game
Look at that.
You can't.
The Kool-Aid burrows outside.
And their leader is called James Jones, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Mark 30, a.k.a. Mark 30.
Yo, have
Jim Ryan.
Have y'all ever seen or heard about fertilizer plants and those big old tubs of fertilizers? That's what I thought about when he was talking about the Kool-Aid. They put those things in those big tubes and run them through the pipes. And they have people that look at tech. They got people stand by the valves, tech. Open, close, open, close.
Wow.
And look, tech. When the PlayStation audience, y'all, even sound like they're about to make sense. Cut those valves on.
Yeah, cut it on. Oh my God.
So you can't make this up, right? So when they start sipping the Kool-Aid, they say stuff like the PlayStation 3 is gonna have RDNA3 in it. And Sony says, all right, it's working. Go out.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It blows me away. And it's funny because, you know, so you have Jim Ryan saying generations. But yet, you have maybe a handful of like these media outlets actually calling them out on that. Most of them are like, well, you know what? Maybe Xbox was right. Maybe you shouldn't have like flamed, Xbox when they first started talking about that. Come on, seriously? I mean, it was brilliant. Yeah, it's all about your company. I mean, Sony would be stupid if they didn't put stuff on PC. If they didn't look at that, 100, how many systems do they have on the market at PS4s? Like 130 million?
115.
Yeah, 115.
Why would you not want to support the 115 million systems that are on the market? You would be stupid not to. But what they did, they were slick. They knew, and they already called it before the generation even started. Jim Ryan said, we want to try to sell as many PS5 systems out the gate as we can. So how do you sell that? You tell them that you can't get that game on any other system but a PS5. And then all of a sudden, as the sales start coming in, it's like, did we mention to you that you can also get this on the PS4? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we forgot to mention that.
Well, you're missing one key element. And J-Rock, I can't take this credit for John Ledbetter, but you're gonna talk about that again. But before we get to that letdown, you're missing out a key element. It wasn't the fact that the PlayStation 5 started selling. It was the fact that nobody could get them. The scalpers took.
That's it.
Yeah. Now watch this. Once he realized he done talked too soon, and his fan base couldn't actually get these consoles, he started sweating. Jim Ryan had to go back in that lab. And you got to understand something about Jim Flying Lion Ryan, right? He literally goes in a lab and formulates these beautiful lies. He seizes the Kool-Aid with them. This guy comes out and he knows just what to say. But the main reason why he wanted to sell those consoles so fast wasn't the fact that he knew that the consoles were bogus, E. He knew this months ago. I have to keep going back to my brother Tech. We've calling it out along with Bloomberg. Listen, E, it was so critical that it went to Twitter, E. You can't make this stuff up. It went to Twitter, y'all. And Sony saw Bloomberg with the allegations and was like, they literally went off their article and went to Twitter. We better say something right now. Me and Tech was watching. Me and Tech was even shocked. We was like, damn, Bloomberg went to Twitter with it. And so the best thing Sony could do was what? Deny the allegations. Here's what they said. Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with the consoles. They'll be ready on release date, ready to go. Well, of course. Now watch this, y'all. If you're a company with millions of product, millions of consoles, right, in a factory, right, in a manufacturer, and you got to ship these things all around the world, right? Before you ship them, there's something called quality control, QA. Remember how I said that, Tech? No manufacturer doesn't have a Q&A process. I want y'all to, only on Direct Gaming, right? Only on Direct Gaming, right, J-Rock? This is truth over feeling.
Let's go.
Ain't no manufacturer that creates things doesn't go through a checkout process. Q&A. You have to look at that product. It has to go through certain scans, certain qualification processes for it to be qualified, good to go. They don't just make this stuff and sit it out. That's not how this stuff works. Q&A, quality control. I mentioned that to Tech. I said, Tech, people think that this stuff ain't quality control, homie. Bloomberg was there with their notebooks coming into manufacturing, writing down on their list the things they saw and the things that they recognized. The things they saw was, oh, they got about, what, 11 million on stock. Did they not report that? They said the projection of Sony has told us that they want to get out 4.5 million, and then they want to put out, what, another 7 million by April. By April, Mayish, they want to be at 11 million. These were Sony's words, right? But Bloomberg noticed something. We noticed that while we were down there, we noticed that there's something going wrong with their SoCs. What is an SoC? System operating chip. The thing that actually holds all the information for your consoles, dummies. If that thing ain't working right, there's a little secret called nothing will work right.
No.
So the cat is out the bag. And they said, man, we're noticing about 4 million. So half the product line, almost half of these things are messed up. So what do you think Sony would do, J-Rock? What do you think Sony would do, Realist? What do you think Sony's going to do, Emmanuel A? Do you think they're going to go back and quality control it? Hell no.
Yep.
They're going to make the fans do it for them. So all you fans out there that bought them consoles that me and Tech cared so much about to y'all that we told you don't do it, don't waste your money because they're going to send out the bogus shipment first. Y'all did the Q&A for Sony.
I can't imagine being a $500 tester, system tester.
Exactly
I can't do it. Can't do it, man. I'm sorry.
$500 tester. That's what you ended up becoming. And these are
God.
facts, truth over feelings.
Right.
Wow.
But the real issue here is forget what Sony doing. Is the media who's doing this play along, get along game. And they grab these lies and they just push it out there. Push it out there. Then you have these YouTube channels creating these videos, just pushing it. Oh, Microsoft is doing. They're gonna be supporting their They're gonna be cross-play for years to come. PlayStation is true next gen. They're not doing any of that. Lion Jim Ryan told us he believes in generations. All these games is gonna be built from the ground up to support the PlayStation 5 and its architecture, and the SSD is the only next true next gen console on the market. Get this,
So we
get
push
it while
back.
it's hot. It's selling out. We have no problems and shit. They do all this bullshit, right? But then when the lies are getting exposed, they want to hide. They want to sweep it under the rug. They don't want to make it a big deal. They start coming with articles saying, "Well, cross-gen, it's good, guys. It means more gamers get to play."
So
Oh
we
my
push
God,
back.
the other day they just did that, and it's like it just went under the radar. People weren't
Right.
calling them out on that. It's like, well, it only makes sense for us to do something like that. I'm like,
Now,
you weren't saying that like months ago.
I just
Where
saw
was
an
that
article
conversation?
saying the reason Godfall is on the PlayStation 4 is because there were not enough PlayStation 5 systems out there,
Oh
and
my God.
PlayStation 5 gamers didn't really buy it. So it has to. They're gonna put it on the PlayStation 4 so it can sell more and more people get to experience greatness. Ain't nothing great about that game.
God, it was instead of it being Godfall, it was God awful.
Y'all want to know something? Y'all want to know something? Y'all want to know something?
What's up?
Putting their games on PlayStation 4 is their Game Pass.
It's honestly, you know what? I think you're right. You're
The
absolutely
Game Pass version.
Way more expensive.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. We all know how bad Game Pass is because the poor developers don't get
Oh
paid.
yeah.
So let's not talk about Game Pass. It's horrible system. Yeah, horrible
Yeah, it's a
system.
bad service.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, we should have more sensitivity to these folks that are charging us $70 per game.
Facts.
Because
I
full
don't,
price
I
is
don't know why
large.
they charge $70 for Godfall anyway. New IP, a smaller. I mean, what were they thinking? I mean, that was all Sony's idea. It's gonna straight Game Pass on Xbox.
Hold on, look at
It was.
the elephant in the room. That game could have been done. Xbox One X could have ran that game. Honestly, when we saw that at the game show, and I'm sitting there looking at that game and I'm thinking that's a next generation game. I'm like, I'm serious. The One X could have ran that game. It would have been okay. It probably would have run better on that system.
Exactly.
Yeah, you remember what made the next gen was the instant respawn? It was like, well, you see, that's not possible.
Instant respawn.
That's not possible on the last generation.
Not
consoles.
possible at all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You saw how quickly he respawned?
Right. Omega times to go out to the chat, and I know Tech and them and y'all are up in the chat room discussing some things, so that's great. But Omega times is 1,000,000,000% correct. Here's the thing that they act like we just don't know, and that it really gets on my nerves, really. But he's not lying. If the Xbox Series X or S had half the issues, look, not even all, just half the issues, right? Fake Station 5 has. IGN, GameStop, etc., not lying, all the gatekeepers, wouldn't shut up about the system's crashes. No. Brick PlayStation 5 can't download PlayStation 4 games. These are facts. Or 5 games can't use standby. It will crash the system. These are facts. Rest mode still doesn't work. If this was Xbox,
oh man,
you know what? I honestly said this. I said this, and it pained me to say it, but I had gotten so tired of my 7-year drought that I said Microsoft can't drop the ball on this next generational console. If it does, I'm done with the Xbox as a console. Look, give me something where I can use it as an app and just play my games, because if they're not gonna, I knew I just could not believe a company like Microsoft could not make an extraordinary console. It didn't even sound right to me. So the fact that I don't hear my console, I gotta check it to see if it's okay.
I know, right?
Put your hand on top of it.
Console to see if it's on. I mean, you be bugging, like you be looking, man, like it's on. Is everything all right? Yeah. Because the way they made this console is beyond PCs. Like that's why. Listen, everybody has their platform to play. There are great things of PC gaming that just blow me away. But here's my thing about PC gaming. I don't like block world. What I mean by block world is I don't like my block corners, my square corners on my video games. I like my polygon textures. I like rounded. I like curves. You know what I'm saying? I like curves. I like details. I like, PC, you're beautiful. But you just don't have games that look like console games. You just don't. Your games look like computer world games. League of Legends, you can keep them. Age of Empires, you can keep them. You can keep your strategy games. You're beautiful for that. I give you love for that. But Pac-Man didn't originate on PC. Sonic didn't originate on PC. See, when it comes to PC gaming, you gotta bring something great to me. And PC's never brought anything great to me. You've always been an afterthought when it came to our games. Console games come out day one. PC community gets them 5 years later. Start talking about how great the game is. Yeah, we know, because we had the game 5 years before y'all did. You don't buy games at $70. Now, I will give PlayStation fans that credit. They got to buy those games at $70. PC community ain't doing that. You're buying the games at $5.
PlayStation ain't doing it either.
Go out and boast about having a $3,000. You know what? Let's put this into perspective. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy a 75,000 BMW. I'm gonna take the tires off and put some Firestone tires on it. Mid-grade Firestone tires at that. That ain't a knock at Firestone because they make some great tires, as a matter of fact. When you talk about Eastern and Western, Firestone is top dog. You know what I mean? They about Michelin and Firestone, they top dog. But what I'm saying is, anybody can get a Firestone tire.
Some of those Sam's Club brand tires.
You don't put what anybody can put on a $75,000 Porsche. So what I'm trying to say is, the PC community
you
kills
buy some
me.
used tires.
Facts. Yeah, exactly. Or that to that degree. Exactly. The PC community, which on social media has yet to show me greatness. All right. All I've ever asked as a gamer is just show you're happy. Show me. Look, we can talk about what we do all day, but real gamers showcase. If you're playing World of Warcraft, show me you've been playing it for the last 10 years. Show me that creature, man. I'm not gonna make fun of you. You see what I'm saying? Show me your UFO lights in your bedroom. I don't care if you got UFO lights in there. To me, that's not cool. To me, that's not. It just doesn't. I'm not. I got a blue light on my modem right here. I call it the Black Steel because I'm a Gears of War fan. When I built my station, it's called the Black Steel Station. It correlates to my console world, even though that's a PC rig, right? But I'm not showing you the colors. That has nothing to do with gaming. What are you showing us? Where's your mascot? Where's your mascot? Where's your lineage? I mean, I use my keyboard to type. Use your keyboard to move your character around. All right, cool. You got a mouse and keyboard. I got the Elite controller. I mean, we can go on Gears all you want to. I'll show you that your keyboard and mouse doesn't mean anything to me. Being great at gaming doesn't mean you automatically have a PC. What I've also noticed is that PC enhances where you fail at as a gamer. Yeah, if I don't have latency or low lag, yeah, I'm gonna look great. But see, think about being a console gamer. We adapt. We adapted throughout the years. See, PC gamers evolved, right? They evolved into something that didn't have nothing to do with being a gamer. But there's a difference between adapting and evolving, E. See, console gamers, we adapted to every situation you thrown at us. Bring a PC gamer to my world, and I'll show you what I can do to him. You take me to PC? Oh, that's just going to make me 10 times. Now, you want to talk about what makes a gamer better? Give me better frame rates. Give us a better frame rate because we adapt. There's a difference in the cultures. We don't need mods. You need mods. We've been giving consoles our life. So it's like, here you go. Do with what you got type of scenario. You customize. You get to customize what you want. You get to make something out of something to make you look like you're something when you're not something. That's the world of the PC community. That's why you get hacked. That's why you got cheaters. See, you can't cheat on console. There's no cheating on here. You can't blow out the whole community of gamers. Oh, look at us. We're better than you. Look at us. We just messed up the whole game. I ain't working here.
I have a question for the panel. I have a question for you guys, man.
Come on.
You see, going back to Godfall, right? You see when it was initially announced, it said PlayStation 5 console exclusive, right?
Right.
Now, months later, it's revealed that it's gonna come, it's gonna be released for the PlayStation 4, and that all that SSD was needed was nonsense.
It's nonsense.
I got a question now. If Ratchet and Clank fails to sell gangbusters, right?
Facts.
Is it out of the realm of possibility that they might release that game on the PlayStation 4?
Let me tell you right now, J-Rock, I'm going to give you the answer to that. It's coming on PlayStation 4 for the fact that it was built on PlayStation 4. That was confirmed.
It was. You're right.
That's
big facts.
I know it hurts, but guess what? It's facts.
Fact. Built on it. So it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to look pretty right now. Oh,
can you imagine the fallout? Can you imagine the fallout if that happens?
It's a glorified PS2 game. It moves in a straight line the entire game. It's not sophisticated at all. It's bullshit.
Bro, them pocket dimensions are small as hell.
My friend said he played probably the easiest game he's played in years. The easiest. And I mean, it doesn't even challenge you. You just play it, man, and it's over.
It's for kids.
He hit me up and was like, bro, I just beat this game. He didn't even know what to say to me. He was just like, that's it. That's it. Bro, I beat the game and I really don't have nothing else to say. He just felt like he'd been used. It was like all that hype for this game, and I played it. There wasn't one time where I was in this game where I was blown away, oh, whoa. That don't exist in that game.
I'm gonna be honest. The rifts within the gameplay, not the pocket dimensions, the rift themselves that pull you from one area to the next, that is a gimmick. It's like Spider-Man web slinging, or you're using a rope to catch you from one place to another. It's just they use it for you to traverse through the map, but there's nothing really impressive about it.
But it's been done before, the game Portal. Is it the same Portal?
Oh my gosh, bro!
It's not even on that scale though. It's not even on that scale. It's like I'm on one side of the bridge, and for me to get to the other side, I basically gotta toss my rope, grab onto this rift, and they'll teleport me to the other side. But that's not impressive.
J-Ron.
Portal, man. Come on, man.
Let me tell y'all what it is. And this is, I'm so serious, man. We've gotten to this part and we thought that coming from where we've come from, right? You would think that this gaming would take off and be in another place. But we're in this stupid place, man. And I mean, we're really pathetic right now, right? But here it is, man. Have y'all ever heard of something called fast travel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fast travel unmasked. I don't even know how else to explain it. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to do this before preschool level. When your mom and dad got you on the knee and they're trying to teach you something. That's how low I'm trying to teach these donkeys. Bro, it's nothing but fast travel without the load. That's all it is. You go into another area without the load. Wow. Let me tell y'all something.
Bro, the areas are small, man.
Right. If you think load times is the greatest thing that PlayStation 5 ever has done, please don't play Ori and the Will of the Wisp. You'll never see a load time in that game. Just don't ever do it. And that game's been out. And what makes it sad, it was on the 1X. Proof of feelings, y'all. This is a huge letdown show. Donkeys can't survive this show. We're here to shoot you with them tranquilizers for tomorrow. We're giving you no hope for tomorrow. We know y'all are sweating, and you have a good reason to sweat. The humidity is high. And I'm here to tell you the truth. That yes, everything that you're scared of is going to happen tomorrow. Everything. Sony's not going to be able to compete with Xbox this gen.
They're going to pasture tomorrow.
Google wasn't. Apple ain't. But the thing is, Microsoft isn't this company that... Microsoft is professional, man. Just professional. Stop looking at Phil Spencer to hate developers. He doesn't hate developers. The guy used to be a developer. And he helps, and he still, supervises, overlooks video games. It's a passion. He doesn't have, developers are not enemies to him, man. He has a lot of respect. Well, if he didn't, why do you think he helped create Game Pass? Why do you think he helped create ID at Xbox? Because he cares about the gaming community. He gave indie developers a place to go. The only problem was he was gathering all these great tools, all these next generational tools. Soon, you're going to have indie developers who can have their hands on AAA substances. Can you imagine somebody like Technoblast, an up-and-coming developer, going up into Microsoft Studios, and Microsoft says, no. Here you go. You mean to tell me that watch this, and we got this, we got it. I'm gonna say one. You mean to tell me I'm an indie developer, but you just handed me AAA material? So therefore, we get people like the dev that creating Bright Infinite Memory. It's an indie game, people. It is gonna look better than any PlayStation 5 yet.
That's true.
I'm talking about great looking games. This is one developer too. One soul, one guy. You better hope that the guy that created Ninja Gaiden for Xbox don't come, that Microsoft don't put him on, because he already says, I'm ready to come back and work for Microsoft. Better hope that don't happen. Sega just asked people, what game do you want to be revamped? And I fastly retweeted back, bring us Shinobi.
Oh, God. Okay. Now,
let me tell you,
I'm sorry.
Don't get revamped on Xbox.
Legal, that is, let me tell you something. That is one game that Sega is dropping the ball on. Talk about the next generation Shinobi. Rebecca, could you imagine, like, if they were to do like they did with Ninja Gaiden? If they did a Revenge of Shinobi remake and it was 3D? Holy crap.
But Ninja Magic?
Man, now you talking. Now that's down my alley. I'm sorry.
On a real Shinobi, right? Because people don't even know what Shinobi means.
No.
Let's make a real Shinobi. Let's put him in an FBI secret, like a Perfect Dark situation.
Ooh, yes.
Coming in with all this intel, and let's figure out what's going on. So this dude is like you said, he's fighting cyborgs. He's fighting. Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. And he's an FBI agent. See, Shinobi is nothing but an FBI ninja.
Man, see, they talk about. They need to do it. They need to say, Sega, give us that IP. Give us the IP.
Bring it on. Scare us.
Hey, they got a whole lot of rumors for IP they're buying, but I don't know if that's one of them.
Man, wouldn't that be sweet?
Right.
I copy
these 5 jewels that they're about to drop. When they say they're going to drop us 5. Drop us 5 jewels. They don't want to see Halo Infinite. I'm telling you right now, Craig is going to be king.
That's right.
We got Craig
I'm going to watch E3 with my Craig t-shirt.
We got Craig right now in the panel.
Oh, look at that.
Right. Craig is king. It's just going to be a sad day, man. If you ever hated on Xbox, no matter who you are, you see the dude from IGN? Come up with that
that guy Dustin? Oh my God. So wait a minute. So I'm on Twitter and I posted his picture, the whole, 900p versus 1080p back in the day. And, I had an argument with one of the writers from IGN on Twitter, and they're trying to say, we'll do that and we're all fair and stuff. I said, oh, really? Yeah, they are. And I post that picture. All of a sudden, Dustin tweets me directly and says, well, we're trying to be as fair as we can. And, this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right, man. Like seriously. I keep trying to tell people, they're not superhuman beings. They're human beings. I don't care if these gatekeepers block me. I don't care if they think I'm toxic. I know what I am. I've never threatened a dev. You don't see me harassing nobody on Twitter. You don't see that. Most of the time you see us laughing. We're literally having a good time throughout the day. Laughing is good for the soul. So I don't care. I saw one of his little things talking about, I'm really getting tired of the memes. Well, nobody told you to wake up to them.
Nobody told you to create one.
You're in IGN. Why are you even talking about memes? See, that's my other problem with them. You're up here. So why are you down here where we at? See, we can't bust through and go to IGN offices. We can't do that. So don't come down here and worry about what we do.
Wait a minute, legal.
Bro, it's only a problem now because people are memeing Aloe. Memeing Craig, it wasn't no problem. As long as you attack Xbox, never a problem.
Fat Aloe? Yeah, she's hot, man.
Yo, legal. I gotta head out, guys.
Okay, J-Rock.
Appreciate it. Myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna see all you guys tomorrow, man. I know you have a show. I'll be on tomorrow.
Right, we crashing in. We're gonna end this in a minute.
Hey, yo, legal. Can I say 2 things before we end it?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Appreciate you, bro.
Is J-Rock still signing out?
Yeah, he's signing out in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You said you're done, J-Rock?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll wait to hear you out.
Okay. Yeah. The first thing I want to, it was a while ago when Red Dead brought it up. We were talking about the space on the Series S. One thing I did want to bring up is we can run the optimized games on external SSDs. So I didn't get the new Seagate expansion card yet. So I just took my 1 terabyte from my 1X, and I can run Halo. I can run Halo Master Chief Collection, Ori, all of those optimized for X, Sea of Thieves, and I can play that, from my external SSD. So I didn't have to pay anything extra, and I can still run next gen games. Yeah. The second thing.
What's funny, real quick, while you said that, I remember the day Microsoft made that official. They was like, listen, no, we're not leaving nobody behind. Don't worry, whatever you have, it'll run them.
Yeah. Yeah, so PS5 still cannot do that. They can store, but they can't run anything from an external 3.0 drive. And then the second thing I wanted to bring up, we were talking about how PS5 has the mutated Radeon DNA. they also have the mutated HDMI 2.0. They have the 32 gigabytes per second. So that is another shortcoming of the PS5 that Series X does not have. So I think that factors into why they can't do the Dolby Vision, why they have less 120 frames games, and just in general, I think if there is going to be 12-bit on the consoles, PS5 won't be able to do it at all.
At all. Go ahead, J Rock. Then we're gonna give it back to Emmanuel A1. You spitting, boy. You murdered that. Go ahead, J. It's facts. Facts.
Guys, it was a pleasure hanging out with all you guys, man. I'm gonna see everybody tomorrow. Keep confronting the confronters, man.
That's right, bro.
Keep confronting the confronters.
Rookie of the year, baby. Rookie of the year.
All right, man.
All right,
Peace
fam.
out,
man. Take care, guys.
Yes, sir.
Man, take care.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, no.
Fam. They didn't get that, man. They didn't get that.
Yeah, that was pretty much everything, man. Let me see.
No matter what we say, bro, I just it's crazy, and we get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get it. Like I don't have a problem saying that the PlayStation 4 was more prepared. It was still a gimmickal console. But I got to give it to Sony that they were more prepared. They stuck to their bones and grits on resolution and making sure that they were going to deliver a quality of exclusives and market right. I will give them that. But you have to understand that it can't always be Sony, man. And this generation just isn't Sony because this is a cloud generation. It's not a hardware generation. This is the first mega software generation, man. And software is what's going to be pushing it. Why you think, man, Microsoft got all these partnerships going through software? They're dealing with all the major software companies. Think about it. Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, all that software integrated. The AMD architectures, that software integrated. All the lists that we put in with the features, software integrated. Microsoft didn't have to make no more hardware for this stuff. And the fact that they said that the Series X is future-proof, the S, that means the S is future-proof. And like he said, that super resolution is coming. So basically, if you have an S, you're taken care of.
Yeah. And you didn't even mention the engines. Think about all these engines they acquired from getting ZeniMax. I mean, they have, I'm sorry. All I'm saying is, and we don't even know what is coming. I mean, I've heard rumors, crazy rumors. Like, there's a possibility that, like, you have, like, Crytek that may actually be under their umbrella soon. And if they get that Crytek engine, could you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I'm just saying. Just saying.
They hate Rise,
I think Amazon
right?
owns that, though.
You're right. They hate Rise, right? They quit. Rise is a button masher.
Rise was the worst game that ever came out.
It's a button masher. It's a button masher. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It's a button masher. That's all y'all have. Like that's what y'all do. But
and what did they have at the time? That's the thing. And the only reason why they really trashed that game was because it wasn't 1080p. Again, that's where you got that Dustin meme with the whole 900 and 1080p. I'm sorry.
Show me a better game. Show me a game right now that looks better than Rise on the PlayStation 5.
It still holds up to this day.
It does.
That's the stat.
On the PlayStation 5. Show me one game that looks as good as it on the PlayStation 5. Right now. And it's 1080p upscale beauty. Right now. And the Rise is 900p. It's crazy, man. Because you know why it looks so good at 900p? Because Microsoft was the first to do dynamic scaling. You want to know who's doing dynamic scaling today? 7 years later. See, this stuff is hilarious. You want to know who's talking about how beautiful dynamic scaling is right now? Microsoft is on some Dolby Vision stuff. Sony's talking leftover stuff now. Now it's all cool. Dynamic scaling is the best thing going. You see what I'm saying? But they don't like shows like this, E. They don't like shows like this After Boss. They don't like shows like this Tech in the Realist. But it's the exact reason why I do this. Because I know you don't like it. That fuels my flame. When you come and you love us, we'll stop.
I don't like it.
When you come and love us, we'll stop. But because you hate this stuff, well, we here. We here to disrupt the matrix, man. We ain't about all your feelings, bro. We get it that you like your PlayStation console. I like my Xbox console, so I get that. But there's principles to this stuff. You can't come out here yapping and bumping your gums and don't really know what you're talking about.
Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Anderson.
You are an anomaly. I've seen it. I've felt it.
Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You know, Giant Bomb called y'all the stupidest MFs ever. That's documented. Homeboy went off on y'all. John Ledbetter said the PlayStation console is a huge letdown. He said that was 2 weeks ago.
And that was their salvation from Digital Foundry. That was their salvation. That one guy.
Right. They go to Digital Foundry. That's their Bible.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. You got Metacritic. You got Metacritic to run to now. To look, you notice Metacritic is their fountain of youth for feelings. When they can't go nowhere else, they run a Metacritic and throw up that score. Like that score is legitimate. That score, if Metacritic said it, it's written in stone. And there's no way you can tell me this game isn't that great. It's the most beautiful, systematic feeling organization ever, man. It's the Sony PlayStation community ever. And you know what's so funny, E? I've been saying this since 1998, fam. I got people who will co-sign for that after Boss. So it's been nothing new to me because they've been like this. This was the same group of people who rejoiced, all right, when Dreamcast fell. And I told them,
oh my God, yes. Yes.
For that, because PlayStation 2 was the best. These are the same people who almost destroyed the arcades because of PlayStation 2. We don't need nothing. If you want to play games, this was their motto. You want to play great games, you buy your PlayStation 2. The damn hell with everything else. So how are they ever great for the gaming community? How? What is the PlayStation community ever done to help build a gaming community up?
Well, that's the bottom line. They're not gamers. They're just they brag about their games and their game systems, which they probably don't even play. They just need a narrative. That's all it is.
For 20 years, they thought Crash Bandicoot was their game. That's how sad they.
Oh my God! You know what's sad? Because it's not my type of game. So I assumed that it was a PlayStation exclusive, and then all of a sudden I see it on Xbox. I'm like, how is that possible? Oh my God!
Because Sony never owned the game. It's an Activision game.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? The Tomb Raider is Square Enix. But you can't tell a donkey that. Oh, it's Sony game. Street Fighter was a Sony game. Tekken was a Sony game. None of those games are created by Sony. None of them. None of them. You see what I'm saying? But if you go ask a donkey back then, those are Sony games. I've been dealing with this for over 20-some years with them.
Yeah, same here.
Grand Theft Auto 3 even fell in that category. Sony made that game. Not Rockstar.
They could have said it's the same thing for Metal Gear Solid. Oh, it's a Sony game.
That was beautiful right there. Super facts. Super facts. And this is their problem, man. It's something about them. They're not students of the game. They're just not. Because you can't be this stupid on purpose. Nobody can be stupid on purpose. You can't. Because when you're stupid on purpose, you insult your integrity. But when you're stupid by just plain old default, that's the donkey community. They just stupid on they come in stupid. That's their default. They have to come out of stupidity. They have to come out of that. That's their first step. Like I keep telling them, the first thing you need to do is learn how to make sense before you come talking. Like learn how to make sense, and then we can move forward.
That's right.
Can't even make sense.
Joan, I hate to say this, but I guess I got to get ready to leave myself. I got this little one who's like pacing back and forth in the other room, so I better go.
I appreciate you. We slimming it on down. Everybody's getting up out of here. We passed the 2 hours. Yo, listen, let's get out of here. Right? It's been beautiful. We've been rocking on this. After balls, you got anything to say?
Yes, sir.
Oh well. Yeah.
Look, E, look, E, no, let it happen, E.
Tomorrow. Hey, yo, listen.
Live and direct, baby. Yeah. Welcome to that. Look at it. I love it.
I did. Hey, didn't I tell you that's what was going to happen? I told you that was going to happen.
That's all beautiful. E, look.
Oh, you better not show your underwear.
I didn't on purpose, thinking I had to clown him.
Mike was about to pop up in the camera in his little undies.
Oh
my God. Get your shorts.
Man, and then we're going to do after balls, and then we're going to do the realest, man. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. But yeah, I just want to say, guys, thanks. This was, again, as Legal can tell you, we've been talking about this for months. And I feel bad because it just we were trying to get our schedule together.
I got you, baby. It's all good. We the streets, fam. We do it when we can. You got family business to take care of. That's what we do. There's no shame in this. We're human, man. This is real. We didn't look like me and Tech always said. Our kids that come in here, we're not. We're YouTubers. So all my videos messed up because my child came in here. Nah, bro, not here, man. Not here. We love seeing stuff like that.
And you know what? She did it on purpose. So
she's still back there. After you kept doing that and she didn't leave, I was like, no.
I'm like, girl.
It was
oh man, but listen, I just want to say, you know what, guys? I mean, it was a pleasure. I enjoyed being on the show. It's so much fun, and I can't wait to come back. But all I can say is we need to enjoy tomorrow. Forget about the naysayers that say, oh, temper your expectations. You know what? Forget about it. I want us to be psyched. And I don't want it. Who cares if Craig looks like Craig? Who cares? Because guess what? I'm still going to enjoy it. Right. So it's time for us to have a good show. And I think we're getting it tomorrow. And I have a feeling that, you know what? The ponies are going to try their best to be ponies. The trolls are going to try to be trolls. But guess what? Ain't gonna work this time. Not gonna happen. So, but bro,
best efforts.
Yeah, exactly. You could try, but it ain't gonna work.
Best efforts.
Yep. So, all right.
Appreciate you, fam.
Thanks, man. Listen, guys, have a good one.
Yep.
Peace out, man.
That's it. That's love, man. Is that your daughter, E?
Yeah, it is. That's my daughter.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's a sweet girl.
Beautiful. That's it. That's it, E. She's proud of you. She's proud of you. Look here. She's supporting you, E. That's what it is, man. After boss. E, you can leave at any time. After boss. Right, go ahead, brother. Straight out of Canada. Rep that maple leaf.
He gonna start singing the anthem.
Fact.
That's right. Well, tomorrow, whatever happens, let's just, and keep smiling because, we all know that it's going to be a great show tomorrow, no matter what, we all know what's going to happen, all games, some new games that we look forward to seeing or release, let's all have a good time, and the haters, they're still going to hate, but doesn't matter because we're still gonna be enjoying ourselves tomorrow no matter what. So that's all I can say.
Thanks. Eli, the realest man in the building.
Yeah, man. I just want everybody to get ready, man, because Microsoft better not leave us hanging this time. I mean, it's been waiting for E3 for about 4 years. Hearing the junk. I mean, we got Bethesda in the stable now, so it's time for them to show and prove. So I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing. And Philly and the boys better bring it.
Nah, just have some fun tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a good show. And I'm glad I got back early so I can watch it. Bye.